morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? I'm a little bit late, I know. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Logan, how you doing? Raymond, Andy Stubbs, how are you, Andy? John Gray, E.T. I'll try to catch everybody here real quick. See who's here. I know Nikki was in really early, so was Joe. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Who else? Gator, of course. Jake is here. Tom is here. Haven't been here in a little while. Oh, I forgot to put up my banner. Ridiculous. Let's see, we got that going. We go back here. I think I caught everybody, did I? Robert Max here, and there's Nikki. And saying thanks on the 1.7. Thanks, Nikki. It's getting there slowly but surely. And I think that's perfectly okay with me. I don't have a problem with that. So anyway, I'm here. I got my coffee. I was a little bit late because I had to run and refill my little coffee jug here so I could make the coffee. And I don't think anybody's asking anything. Are they? So anyway, how many people we got in here? 17. Cool. Well, thanks for coming by. I still haven't. You guys aren't giving me a bunch of deals on any kind of topic to start out with. Again, like it says in the little banner down here, support mental health. There's a bunch of people that are insane and mentally ill, and they don't even really realize it. So, if you know somebody like that, try to encourage them to get some help. I didn't have a number, or I would have put it in there if I get it. I got requests from quite a few people, subscribers, to put something up there. I guess it's a big problem around the world. So anyway, hey Baldy, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Daniel, how are you? Good morning to you. So otherwise, let's see, in my life, besides all the fun, let's see, the cousin didn't show up yesterday on Friday. So I guess we're going to try to move. We did buy a new washing machine. It's sitting out front in a box, so I think I'm going to put it on my back porch, which is right on the other side of this wall, and for now, and then I guess I'm going to try to find somebody to work. I guess I don't know. I really love this guy, and I wish that he would maybe stop a little bit. I know drinking and smoking. I mean, I was there with probably two of the hardest things in the world to quit, but or at least if he could control it. Like I said, all my friends were alcoholics, surprisingly, but they were what I called functioning alcoholics. They could drink all night until they passed out, but get up at 5:30 in the morning, take their shower, and off to work and work a full day with no problem. Did that for many, many years, but it took a toll on them. 90% of them are dead. So it's interesting. Hey, T, I don't know if I said hi to you. Hey, there's Chuck. How are you? Good morning, Chuck. Good morning to you, Daniel. DA, how are you? Good morning to everybody that's showing up. So, so he didn't show. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. My wife's here. She had yesterday, today off. I think one of the Queen's birthdays. So we just did absolutely nothing all day. Actually, kind of waited for him, but he didn't show. So one way or another, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the thing around back and on the porch. Let's see what Logan's saying. Dave, editing laptop recommendations. Yeah, this is an i7 processor. This is a 3050 graphics card, and this has 16 megs of RAM, or gigs of RAM. I'm not too hip on it, but I really do like it, and it's the same. Chuck has the same type too, except his is like, I think, maybe one or two steps above this. But I paid less for this computer than I did for my iPhone 8, 5 years ago. So yeah, I really like it. I think it's what is it? Hold on. I don't know. It's the one with the little dragon on red dragon. Somebody pop in and tell Logan. MSI, MIS, MS, something like that. But I really like it a lot. It edits 4K without no problem. I play my a couple of games that I have, a racing game and a flight simulator deal on it. No problem. Haven't had a problem with it overheating or anything. I really like it, and it was, like I said, it was cheap. It was, I want to say it was like, it was under it was right at $1,000. I think it was 32,000 baht or something like that. But I really do like it. Somebody pop in there. Yeah, MSI. Chuck's got it. Chuck doesn't have Alzheimer's like me. But and I think that the new one that I saw that they had might be a little more, but it did have the 3060 in it. And like I said, I think Chuck's has the 3060. I have the 3050 graphics card in it, but it did come with the 16 meg, and I had thought about bumping or doubling that to 32 if I had any problem. Somebody said to do, but I haven't had any problem yet, and I know nothing about computers, but I know I like this one, uh, no doubt. You actually edit videos, yeah. I did edit and put out the one. In fact, maybe we'll go over that real quick, because I think and the only reason, like I did, the only reason that I bought that Shure microphone, and I'm going to play it right now real quick. It's just an overlay because obviously I don't know how to operate this freaking thing, but it's just an overlay. Oh no, this one's not an overlay. It's only 30 seconds. This is of my new video that I put out, and I'll show it real quick here, and we'll show it again in a minute. Don't know what the video is going to be like. Don't know what the sound's going to be like, but hopefully it will be decent. We will find out again. This is with that Shure $35. And that was just that. I don't know if could you guys hear it? It was kind of low in my ear. But anyway, that's the video that I just put out 20 minutes ago, and that's the very beginning of it. It's 22 minutes long. If you don't want to hear me ramble, at least listen to the video quality in the first 3 minutes. That clip is from the first minute of the video after my intro thing, and I didn't think it was bad at all. And that was up against the one that I did before that was on the Scoopy with the Comica, and I paid $35 for it. Came with the two transmitters, one receiver. It's got a place to plug in headphones. It's got a deal to adjust the volume. It's got dead cats for the deal. I use the same microphone, excuse me, from my Comica, and just put it up underneath my mask. So it was a little bit high, but for 35 bucks, if you're thinking about getting into YouTube and just having fun, which I don't know if I'd suggest or not, if you have thick skin, by all means go ahead and have some fun with it. But if you've already got a camera and you want an external microphone and a wireless external microphone for $35, I bought it off of Lazada, and I think it's not bad. Listen to it and let me know in the comments of the video. You don't have to watch the whole 22 minutes of me rambling, but I thought it sounded okay. You can let me know. Maybe some people have listened to it, and it was you're in Santa Monica. I didn't know that, didn't you? 13C in Melbourne. Flight simulator crash videos coming. Yeah, I don't do that too much. I got that iRacing thing that actually T&W from Udon Tim got me into getting. I bought an entry level little deal and a cockpit type thing, and it's fun. It's kind of cool. And David Benjamin, you're in San Diego. Cool. What are people from my part of? Chuck just damn hot. Yeah, I would imagine. It's been a little bit warm here, but boy, I'll tell you what. Last night when Bobby was doing his time to get going, did that. He does his 4-hour videos on. I think it might have been 5 hours, not videos, live streams on Friday nights, and he had Mitch on and Fa and T from Thai Nomads, and it was just pouring, which is kind of cool because they repaired that leak right above me here, and there was one in the living room, and it just poured and lightning and everything else, and I didn't see one. I didn't see one drop, so that's kind of cool because they already. I think you'd heard me say that maybe they should have waited for a rain in case it leaked through again before they, patched it and made it smooth. But now all they got to do is come back and paint it, so that's good to know. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I got to get that. My mother-in-law's shoulder is messed up, and I see the woman out back, washing clothes in a plastic bucket, and so anyway, we bought the washing machine. We ended up going with I think the last one we had was like a 12 kilo washing machine, and I think it was an LG, and it lasted 3.5 years, but they left it out in a couple of things. But anyway, and this time we bought 17 kilo. I haven't even unboxed it. It's still sitting in the cardboard box out in the front where they delivered it. Yeah, exactly, huh? He does. Bobby has a good voice. Like if you heard me even attempt to sing, it it's not a pretty thing. Oh, thank you, Joe, for Toby Little Girls Channel. You got it. And just to show you guys real quick, they've got. I told you we had the shirts made for the whole 115. I think there are. The teachers and the students at the school that I talked about from the very beginning that I wanted to give ice cream to. We're going to, I guess, give them donuts and these shirts. It's my wife's birthday on the 16th, and we'll take these there. I'll show you just an overlay picture, but you'll get the gist of it. That's the uniform, I guess, and instead of having a big company make them, we're having 2 or 3 smaller companies make some. So they're almost done with them now, but my wife wants to wait till her birthday. So they ought to be happy. Again, we spent a lot of money on the shirts and stuff, but the kids will get more of a kick out of the the 2,000 or 1,500 baht that I'll spend on the donuts. They'll get more of a kick out of the donuts. But thank you very much, Joe. Always welcome. Let's see. Last night backyard was Raymond. Yeah, it was. I think it's here. Here in. I'm glad that I got the car. I mean, I don't think my wife has driven her scooter to work one day since we got the car, which is fine. The sister that we moved to, these people, they're working machines. The sister that we helped move, what was it, last weekend to Ubon, she still hasn't quite started her training. She's the one that works in the pharmacy in the government hospital, and she's getting extra training now. So she went and got an apartment for 4 or 5 months in Ubon. And then she moved her scooter there, and we brought her boxes there in the truck and all that. And we went and picked her up at the bus station on Thursday night because, she loves to travel. She travels a lot, I think, by herself. I think she's a couple of years younger than my wife. I think she's 39 or 40, something like that. Anyway, she came back on the bus because there was a couple of people that didn't want to work on Friday yesterday and Saturday. Today, so she took I think she goes to work in the morning. She doesn't get off until midnight, and then we'll take her to the bus station again tomorrow, and she'll go back to Ubon, and then on Monday I think she starts her new training there. But anyway, I rambled. Sorry about that. Hey JJ, how you doing? Let's see. So I don't know. I got on a tangent. I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry about that. But they are amazing. I mean, I don't know how much money she makes for working that double shift and all day long, but anything's a lot of money to people. But on the shirts, they'll get those, and I think we're going to try to. She's going to take her birthday off, I think, and then we'll go and do that. Plus the balance of the stuff that I have here, plus some other stuff for the other school. Maybe we'll do that all in one day. So it's kind of hard for her to take off work and get it, but we'll get that done. Hopefully, we'll get it done on her birthday. If I missed anything, guys, put it back up. Hey, Stuck, how you doing? I didn't see Stuck sneaking in there. And I think I'm caught up. Bobby can sing. We were talking about that. And again, and I woke up. I fell asleep, of course, and then woke back up. And there was one. I was kind of hoping Bobby was going to be in here today because I forget the gal's name. I did subscribe to her channel, but man, she has a pair of lungs on her. Man, she was really good. I caught a song when I woke up, kind of, and they have a bunch of fun on there. If you guys get a chance, definitely try to catch one of his Friday night live streams. And like I said, I think he had Mitch, Fa, and T and his wife Deer, who are both English teachers. And if you're not subscribed to them, they have a YouTube channel too, Thai Nomads. Hey Jam, how are you doing? And Jam, it's like today is the 4th, which I'm imagining it's 1 month from today. You will be in the land of smiles, if I'm correct. I think I'm correct. But yeah, it's getting short. And I think are you retired now, or are you within days, or are you done? I can't remember. I think you were retired in the first week of June. But like I said, with my mind, my Alzheimer's, I don't remember. Yeah, I think so, Tom. There's a lot of sick people out there. Um, yeah, she's retired, right? I think she's. I think so. Today's her last day. Ain't that's awesome. You must be excited, man. I bet you can't wait to get here. I can't wait to meet you. It's going to be awesome. I know that Chuck had said in the last live stream he popped on, and I think he said the end of July. He's going to try to do a meetup in the Pattaya Jantiem area. So hopefully anybody from here we can get together and meet up there at that time. And I know Chuck will tell us ahead of time. John, hey, how you doing, John? John, top of the morning to you. Canada, say hi. We just had a huge prime rib dinner. Wow, yeah, I tell you what, man. Out of everything, a good inch and a half, 2 inch uh, prime steak of any kind. I kind of miss it. Although I'm going to try. I know that Uncle was on, and he said he ordered the Wagyu off of, I think, Facebook. And I was going to try that, so I have to ask him. I didn't. He was on, I think it was it in Bobby's? It might have been in Bobby's stream, but I didn't want to get off on a tangent and talking to him about that. I will wait for my channel, or I'll send him an email or something. But uh, I'm looking forward to trying that because they have one. I don't know if I can actually show the one. I'll see if I can do it fairly quickly if it lets me. If it lets me on. And let's see if it lets me log in quickly on Lasada. I'll see if I can find the barbecue. I did order. People are telling me not to drink even the diet soda. So I ordered a. Yeah, here it is. See if I can share the screen. Um, even the diet soda. So I'm going to order. I ordered a Sun tea maker. You know, it's a 4.5 liter ball that has a dispenser on it in there, and I ordered 3 packs of 100 Lipton iced tea deal. So I'm not going to put any sugar. I'll just put lemon in it and do that. But let me see if I can even remember how to share the screen, and I'll show you because this is for the here it is. Share. Can you guys see that? I'm sure it's cheaply made, but it looked fairly, um, you know, you can see from the hand there, it's not huge, but it's got a deal where you could smoke on the side there. And it's 2,500 baht. So what is that? 30, 60, $75, $80. So I think I'm gonna order that, and then I'm gonna order. I do want to talk to Uncle and see what he says about that wagyu. And I don't really care about the price too much because I won't eat it every day. But if it's good, I don't care. I'll order it, and I figured that would be a good thing. Get some charcoal, and I'd have and like I said, for $80, I mean, of course, then I have to put it together. I guess I could maybe hire Uncle if it takes any kind of spinning tools, even a screw gun. I'll ask him to do it for me. Um, Macro, yeah, they have. I've had a couple of them from there, and they're not bad at all. But I have seen a lot of the advertisement on Facebook for beef, but I haven't tried that. But I have tried the macro, and it's good. It's just for some reason they want to cut them on the thin side, to me, on the thin side. And maybe that's to try to keep them reasonable, price wise, weight wise. But an inch and a half is like a minimum to me because I like my steaks on the rare side. Like Chuck, I know would probably like to have them an eighth inch thick because he likes them um, uh, well done, or no blood. I'm a bloody kind of guy. Um, I never had. What was it? Tommy Jace. From who? From John. Um, yeah, macro. When I was there, I was kind of hoping to. Again, when I went to Patea and John TM for the little meetup thing, which was cool, I had a good time and everything. And but I never get enough time to spend with people. I wanted to spend more time with Alex, Jiu-Jitsu Passport. Really a nice guy. I only got to meet Greeny for like 30 seconds, and then I didn't have enough time. I wanted to hit some of the good food places, and have a good steak, and like I said, I Jones for Mexican food big time. Hey Jack, how you doing? Everybody saying hi. About the Weber. They're in the bag. Flights for my tie home. Yeah, they I don't know. I think they do have a Weber, but they're like expensive as heck. Not that I guess that really makes a difference, but I figured I'd try this one for $80. See what Chuck says. In Thailand, typically they have to slice it up in little pieces. That's why I mostly find, yeah, thin steaks. So I don't know. I don't know if the ones on Facebook or whatever, if you could like request, at least an inch and a quarter, maybe something around an inch instead of like half inch. And I want to say half inch is probably fairly normal. I hear from what I've seen in Thailand. If somebody disagrees with that, let me know what I'm seeing. But I'm seeing them about a half inch thick. And like I said, it's a lot of people have a hard time cooking steaks. I mean, the biggest thing that I can tell you about cooking steaks is never take a cold steak out of the refrigerator and throw it on the barbecue. Always let it sit for a half hour, 45 minutes. Let it come up to room temperature, then go ahead and cook it. Especially if you're going to cook, if you like stuff on the rare side. Otherwise, you're going to get something that's going to be cold in the middle. It just it's just not going to happen. But people don't realize that they need to leave a steak out after they take it before they go ahead and even if you're pan searing it, whatever, let it come to up as close to room temperature as you can get. Chuck's like, yeah, ruined to me too, Stuck. I mean, yeah, I'm a medium rarer guy. I like it more on the rare side, but yeah, I am. But a lot of people don't. My niece was that way. Every time that the one that lived with us from when she was 12. And every time that we cooked tri-tip or whatever, I'd have to whack a piece of the tri-tip off and butterfly it and put it on the, kill it on the barbecue. And when I thought it was shoe leather, she just loved it at that point. But if you cook a steak right or correctly, well done, you can still retain some of the juices. People want to weigh them down, butterfly them, and stuff like that. And most of the time, that's just to make sure that they can get it out with the order. If you're talking about a steak place or something. But the only time I butterflied it was for in my house. I would never do that in a restaurant. Rayon Daniel's Rayon Condo is the one that Mitch and Chuck were in Paso Lake, Dave, that you wanted to rent or buy. I think so. In fact, Tom's here. I was going to ask Chuck that. Tom, is that your complex? It almost looked like it. Maybe you can answer that. I'm glad you brought that up because Daniel, because I when I looked at it, because I only watched half of Chuck's video this morning, so I haven't watched the whole thing yet. Yeah, that's what I will go there. But if you're right there, Tom, did you watch Chuck's video? The pool has like three. I don't know. It's got to be close. I think close to where you are. It kind of looked like it, but I could be wrong. But yeah, if it isn't, it looks kind of exactly, or it looks a lot like it, Daniel, and the price is reasonable. Um, uh, so we'll see. It's still in the works. Like I said, we talked about that last time. I think Chuck was asking me why I wanted to, and I said so I can go there 1 week out of the month or 4 or 5 days, and then they can do with what they want after I become fertilizer. Um, Talking about ones like steaks cooked in the same politics related. Everyone's got their, yeah, exactly. I just to me it's like uh, to cook a steak well done is like sacrilegious, and it's it's not something. But you are right. It is. It could be in that category. I just love it. I've been that way forever. My mom, I don't know, maybe it's a lot from the way you were brought up, but my mother is a rare, steak person. That's the way I got my food cooked. So, and then there's so much more. Uh, I don't want to say so much flavor, but it's not as dry. A lot of times when people, like I said, if you cook it correctly, you can cook a well done steak correctly. It just takes a lot of time, and in the restaurants they're not going to. Well, most of them are not going to take the time to cook it correctly, and you're going to get something that's going to borderline on shoe leather consistency, no moisture, no juice, no nothing. But let's see. Oh, it's close by. Okay, yeah, because it kind of looked like the condos that Tom is in, the one where I'm looking for. Um, what's Black Sheep saying? What's there a live today? YouTube something against sheep reserve? Why you didn't get notified? If you didn't get notified, let me know because it's a big thing on YouTube. Happens all the time. I've said it before. When I started watching Mike's Live My Ass Off 3 years ago, I went like 2-3 months without getting notified. And luckily, I was retired, so I could check whenever I wanted to because I didn't have anything to do. Let's see what Stuck says. My best friend likes his well done and couldn't watch me either. Yeah, and a lot of people can't. They cut into something and they see what they're considering, just cold blood running out of a piece of meat. They get turned off by it. I just like it because it just seems to. I don't know. I just enjoy, like anybody could say. Chuck's absolutely right. It could be a subject we could go on for hours with, and no one's gonna win that argument. The tomahawk steak in Joe's, yeah, it did. That's for sure. And I don't. Where was he? Was he in Bangkok? I think he was in Bangkok. I can't remember. I'm trying to. Everything's. You try to watch more and more videos, the more and more people that you meet. I like to watch Logan's Going Gray. I like to watch everybody that especially is subscribed to this channel, and it's damn near impossible. But I try to, and they run together. Like, who was that had that in their video? Was that Joe? Was that Chuck? Was it, so anyway, I try to watch as many as I can. And like I said, I try to comment and and that kind of stuff on it too, because it helps the people. From what I understand, that's what they're telling me. Oh, he was on Samui? Is that where he was? I didn't realize that. That looked awesome. But I think I even commented. Was that on a live stream? I think it was on a live stream, and I think I even asked, how much was it? How much was it? And he never did answer, as far as I know. Do you remember if he said how much it was, Tommy? Because I think it was. I think it was a live stream. First time I took my wife to Malaysia, I took her to all the best restaurants. I asked her each time after dinner how she liked it. She would tell me no taste and just okay. Let's see, I took her for the street food and she loved it. Yeah. I made, and I didn't film it. I know I threatened to. I did buy chicken and everything that I needed to make orange chicken. And I used oranges and made the sauce and everything. It was good. Crispy, but more what I would consider USA or California type Chinese food. Turned out almost exactly like Panda or whatever it's called in the United States. Not Panda here, but the Panda in the US. And it turned out really good, but my wife ate it and my father-in-law, and they liked it, although I did put one Thai chili in it just to give it a little spice, and I tasted no spice. But my father-in-law can't take spice anymore, and he tried it and he liked it, but he said it was spicy. So, but my wife and the cousin that we went and picked up from Ubon, they all ate it, and it was fun. But it was I should have filmed it. I know I told Nikki that I would film one, and I know I had threatened to do it, but I didn't do it. Hey, Expat Pete, how are you doing? Yeah, Panda Express, that's it, Panda Express. And Daniel too. Everybody's on top of it. And actually, it was a recipe from YouTube, from the guy a chef at Panda Express. So, but I changed it up a little bit. He put egg in his batter and some other stuff, and I changed that up. But anyway, it was good. But it took quite a while. Although I'm trying to get there. My wife did pick up some stuff for my kitchen, per se, my kitchen. And I'm getting ready to start cooking stuff in there again. But I do want to get that barbecue. And I guess I'll put it right out back. That's why I didn't want the washing machine or anything else on the patio. But it's the only place that it can go now. And I think that I will order the... I don't know. What do you guys think? For what did I say it was? 2,500 baht. So that's 30, 60, 75, $80. I think it looked pretty good for $80. I'm done with my coffee. Another thing too that I wanted to say. This is the setup. This is also a stick. It'll extend 6 feet long. But it was on that Forza, on the top of the mount, another 4 or 5 inches up there, and it was doing this. That whole time that video that I showed just a minute ago, the camera was doing that the whole time, and the stabilization, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is unbelievable. And people say their 9s and their 10s overheat, and okay, if you're standing still in the blazing sun in the middle of Thailand and you're shooting 4K, it might overheat. I've never had a problem. I shoot 1080. I don't really, once in a while I'll shoot 4K. But I've never had, the only time I've had this thing overheat is I laid it up on the freaking dash, and in the car and didn't realize that it was sitting in the sun. So, do they overheat? Yeah, I guess they do. Or I think they have the ability to shoot 5K, and I think people that were having problems with the 9 and the 10, they were shooting 5K. But I haven't had any problem with it. I absolutely love my 9. It's very cool. I never forgot to ask, is my audio okay? Is it better there? It sounds better in my ear there. Let's see, did I miss anything? ET's talking to Douglas. Everybody talking amongst each other, which is always cool, because that gives me time to catch up. But yeah, so I have no problem. I got this, and I have my 7, and then I have my iPhone 8. But I shoot probably 99% of my stuff with my GoPro, and I've had no problem with it. Peter, good morning. Best wishes to you and all your friend followers from Maryland and Sydney, Australia. How you doing, Peter? I guess it would be good morning. Still morning there? I think it's still morning. Audio okay, visual yeah, the visual. You definitely don't want that. That's why I haven't bought the top of the line to bump up to 1080. This is all in 720. Is that what it is? 720. But yeah, so that's what I do. But that's the main reason, to get back to the original deal, that's the main reason that I bought that $35 Shure microphone, wireless microphone. And now I have it here. I'll show it to you. Again, I know you guys have seen it, but that's what it is. So it comes with one underneath it. There's a box that has the dead cats and has everything on there. They clip right into the top. They've got a ring on them. Clips right on there. Like I said, the recording that I did on the Forza was with my lavalier mic that I got with the Comica, which is I think it's actually pretty good quality. And I did both of those with that plugged in and this in my pocket on my pants. And then, like I said, I clipped it up underneath my mask, and it was a little loud. I probably could have turned it down. It does have an adjustment on it to turn it down. But if you've already got a phone and you're going to spend, what is this, $35, you're pretty much set up for anything. You can plug it into your phone. Then if you're interviewing somebody, they can hold the one of the transmitters, and you've got a pretty much a complete starter YouTube set. In fact, some of them, if you've got an iPhone 13, are probably as good, if not better, than my 9. But then you've got this to adapt to it, and you're pretty much set up. But I did notice in one, even the sound on the iPhone 13 from behind the camera or behind the phone was excellent. Because I watched one of Joe's live streams, and I hope the sound's all right, and it was just like we're talking right now. So, but anyway, that's why I bought it. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever use it. I got my Comica, but although I thought the sound was okay on the scooter, and at that point in there, I was probably doing 50 kilometers, 40 between 40 and 50 kilometers when I did that little clip that I showed earlier. Although, like I said, I couldn't hear it that well on my through my headphones. So watch the video if you would. That clip where I talk about the microphone is in the first 2 minutes of the video, and if you would, make a comment down below on what you think. And like I said, the for the price, I think it's a no-brainer to get, especially if you're just starting. Like I said, I don't think you need, for YouTube, you don't need anything more than your phone, and I would suggest a decent microphone plus a wireless microphone, and then you're pretty much covered for anything. I'm imagining the iPhone 13 is even waterproof. I know my iPhone 8, I think, is waterproof to like 3 meters or something. I never tried it. I don't want to dip $1,000 deal in there, but again, if you wanted to film water footage and stuff like that, I would suggest you can go out and find a 7, uh, really cheap, on like Marketplace if you're here in Thailand, and I would put it in a waterproof case anyway, especially if you're buying it and it's not one that you had from new and you don't know what all the the rubbers and everything on it to keep the water out are, and then use that to shoot in the water if you want to do some water stuff. Again, I think you could find one under 5,000 baht, probably like in the 4,000 range, I'm guessing. So what is that, 30, 60? Around 150 bucks. So if you've already got your phone and you want to get an iPhone 7 and you want to get a microphone and you want to get a wireless mic, I think you could do the whole thing for $300 maybe tops, and that would give you this microphone, maybe a shotgun microphone of some kind, and a GoPro 7. So I wouldn't go crazy. I've got my wireless, I mean my mirrorless stuff. I've got my full size Canon camera and lenses and everything else, and I use my GoPro, and a lot of people just use their phones. It's mainly to have some fun. If you want to go out there and have fun, like I said, if you've got thick skin and you can go out and have a good time, and even like in Tom's case, he's doing a lot of this stuff for his daughter Anna to document, her life as a young child, or you're sending it back like Mitch originally started. This is for my son and my daughter and my family to see what I'm doing in Thailand, and same thing with me. That's why I try to keep it, try to keep a lot of the drama away from it and the cussing, so that my grandkids are now 6, 7, 9, 4, whatever. They can watch it maybe after I'm gone. I don't know, but you can have fun with it, and it keeps it there. And I would encourage somebody to do it. Why not? Document your retirement in Thailand. Let's see what the expat Pete has to say. I have a GoPro 8 and 10, exclusively shooting 4K. I had no problem with overheating with both cameras. Batteries die. Yeah, the batteries I did buy, and I've got it right here too. I ended up buying this. If you can see it, it's for the 9 and 10 batteries, and I've had actually really these 10s. They came with 3 of these, and this manufacturer, what is it? It's not Telson. It's a different one. I like these better than the Telson. These batteries are better than what I've had from my GoPro batteries. But the reason that I bought, what did I do here? Put this one in wrong? Yeah, I think so. The reason that I bought this was because, like on my DJI, I don't know if you know this. I'm sure that you do. If you've got a mini or if you got a DJI, that like the 1 and the 2 and I think even the 3, they have the charger that you put them all together in the charger. You can use it as a battery pack. So I can take, if I've got 3 of my batteries charged, I can plug in this connector and I can charge my phone, I can charge my whatever I've got. I've got extra, uses those batteries. So I have three of the 10, 2 of the Telson 9s, and I think 3 GoPro batteries for my 9. So yeah, I haven't had any problems either. Expat, I don't know. Like I said, if you're in the weather and it's just sitting there baking and you're trying to shoot 5K and stuff, you might have some problem, but I haven't personally. I know there's a lot of stories I think on YouTube of them overheating, but I haven't experienced that. Did my wife? Oh, she did. Good morning, dear. Glad you could make it. My wife's amazing. So that's why I got this, and it wasn't really that expensive. I want to say for this charger, and 3 of those 10, they they say 9 or 10 on them. This one happened to say 10. Was I want to say 1,100 baht. It was right around $30 for that. So I thought that was extremely reasonable. But again, since it's kind of turned into, if you want to be a content creator or just be a YouTuber that wants to have some fun, by all means go. But I wouldn't spend a fortune. I would definitely get this Shure microphone for $35, and you might not even need a shotgun microphone. You could do it with these, or you could do it with whatever phone you have, and your phone, and have a field day, have a bunch of fun. If you don't have stabilization in the phone, you might want to think about getting a gimbal, which I have 4. I bought a lot of stuff that I'll never use. Probably I'll end up giving it to Mitch or something. But Mitch is having fun with it too, which I think is great. And Nipnoy is one of my favorite nicknames. Yeah, and I guess they've called her that from birth, from what I understand. Excuse me. But I think that doing a YouTube channel and stuff like that for documentation of the end of your days as in retirement for 10, 15, 20 years even. I mean, have some fun. Why not? Like I said, as long as you got thick skin, because someone's going to come after you whether you like it or not. There's going to be people out there that just don't like you, or whatever the case may be, and I have a few, I guess. But I'm still having fun, and I could care less what they do. They're nothing to me. Doesn't matter. I'm going to have fun, and when I stop having fun, then I'll stop doing YouTube, which I can't see. I got too many good people. Hey, Gary. Too many good people that I've met through YouTube to even worry about what nobodies have to say. Just the way it goes. Let's see. Douglas has got the Hero 3. Yeah. I mean, whatever works. Like I said, for underwater stuff, I think that a lot of the new phones, and I'm not too familiar with anything except for the iPhone, and I only have up to the iPhone 8. But I believe, I know it's waterproof somewhat. Would I want to drop it in water? No, I paid $1,000 for it. I definitely don't want to do that. I would definitely suggest, I know a lot of people I see, they got their screens busted. I've had this cover like this on this phone for almost 5 years now. I want to say I have dropped it a minimum of 1,000 to 1,500 times, and I've cracked screen protectors a little bit and just ripped them off and had a new one put on. Never had a problem. And these are the ones that are all glass, so you can lay them down on chargers and stuff like that. But yeah, if you've got a phone of any kind, like I said, the biggest thing that you might have a problem with is if it doesn't have a good internal stabilization. But then again, I wouldn't say spend a fortune, but you could get a very, very decent gimbal, 3-axis gimbal. I want to say, for, somebody can correct me, 5,000 baht? I don't know. What is that? 30, 60, 90, 100, $150. But it will, because it'll kind of, won't piss you off. It'll piss me off if I go out and I shoot a bunch of footage and I've got it in just a selfie stick, and then I go to edit everything and the thing's doing this. It's a little aggravating. But most of the new phones have stabilization. I think the only time that the stabilization doesn't work is when you live stream. And I think with the new law and all that kind of stuff, I think people are going to cut back on live streaming in public. And if anybody's watching and they are going to live stream, here's my biggest suggestion to you, in case that there's people out there, con artists and people that are going to be looking for this. Every YouTuber that I've seen that does a live stream out and about, walking on the street, on the beach, on the road, they're always saying, "Oh, great, 36 people watching. Thank you. 100 thumbs ups. Thank you. 200 people watching." If I'm a person that wants to try to capitalize on this frickin' law, which, like I said before, I'm not big on censoring, but they can just they know. Oh, that guy right there that just said he's got 35 people watching. Go over there, jump in front of him, wave your hands. No, I don't want to be on a video. He shuts off his live stream. I ask for 1,000 baht, and maybe I get it, maybe I don't. But I think I think it's going to happen. So I would suggest if you're live streaming, I would treat it more like a video and not put out there that where people can hear that you're how many people are watching your live stream. But I don't think I've seen one YouTuber that hasn't done that. My wife's I don't what I don't know how to use camera, only my iPhone. Yeah, but she's good on that iPhone. She's pretty quick on it. Let's see. Gary saying, like Joe, use my 13 Pro. Second camera on my iPhone 11. Yeah, I just got DJI mic system. Supposed to be one of the best ones available, Gary, from what I understand. I watched right when it first came out. I kind of watched one of the first reviews of it, but I didn't watch any comparison ones. But from what I heard on it, it sounded. I mean, they're a little bit on the pricey side, but I guess if you can afford to go out and buy an iPhone 13, I don't think you're going to be worried about buying a DJI microphone. But like I said, somebody on the lower end that has a Android phone that they already have, and they get something like this. Like I said, do me a favor on the video. You don't have to watch the whole thing, the latest one that I put on the Forza, and watch the first 2 minutes of it, and then comment on what you think the mic sounds like. Because for 35 bucks, I think it sounds awesome. So if you want to do motor vlogs or anything like that. Now Bobby had sent me a deal because I had said on there it shows a little note deal coming out of it, and then it's only mono. He said that's for singing. You put your earbuds in there on the transmitter, and you can hear yourself as you sing. So I didn't know that because I think he just watched the original. I never done an unboxing or review type thing, but I did try to do one on this, and he just watched it. It's been out for a while, and he commented and said that on it. Because Bobby, I didn't really realize that he was into, studio stuff and guitars and all that kind of stuff until recently. Let's see, Dame. Yeah, there sure is, Douglas. And as my wife says, just ignore him, and that's the mode that I'm in now. I just want to have fun, Um, let's see. Yeah, so okay. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Like I said, I was really surprised. I thought it was okay. Was it the greatest mic in the whole world? No, but for 35 bucks, I mean, and if you were just starting out and you're doing something for your family and trying to document stuff, and it's you and your cousin, and you're both talking about your life in Thailand. You got two transmitters, and I wanted to try that also, and I might do that, and maybe if my wife would, I won't film her or anything, but grab one of the deals and us just kind of talk back and forth, because I don't know if it would talk over each other or whether it would separate it, but I'm imagining it would separate it, so we'll see. Hey Dowlow, how are you? Dowlow, I believe, is in fact I know is in Thailand, the land of smiles, which is awesome. I don't think he's excited about it at all. He can't wait to leave Thailand and go back. I love Thailand, everybody knows that. Bobby has a great voice. Yeah, definitely country twang. Yes. Me, it's the scariest thing you've ever heard. But you probably won't ever hear me sing. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Gary. I looked at some of their microphones and I'm going, holy crap, they want, 350 US dollars for this one. And then Chris had told me that they have a good name. So the only thing is, like I said, I didn't try it with the dead cat on it, talking directly, clipping it to my lapel or something that way. I did use a corded, I guess it's a lapel mic that came with the Comica, and and so I don't know the mic in it how great that is, but the Comica one, I thought was acceptable. You guys let me know. Like I said, if you would, I'd appreciate it. Let's see. They ship will only sink if you allow the water to get in. Haters gotta hate. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who's this? This character. Good morning. His ears were burning. Did you say free gifts? Yeah. I know that you were talking to somebody about those. You didn't know whether your camera was all this and that, and the little ones that I gave you, they aren't going to give you, I don't think, the quality that you want to look for. But if it was me and I were you, as a secondary backup deal, like I was just talking, I would look like the first GoPro that I got was because Joe interviewed me with a GoPro 7, and there's nothing wrong with it. The stabilization isn't like state of the art like this one, but it's very acceptable, and you can pick them up cheap now. All you got to do is look on Marketplace, and I would definitely get an enclosure for it, though, even though they're waterproof, and then that way you can do whatever you want to with it. But that would definitely be the way I would go. And you don't need a gimbal, you don't need anything with it. It has, the stabilization is definitely good enough. So good morning, Mr. Mitch. Everybody's saying hi to Mitch. How nice this channel is. My wife, I think my wife loves me a little bit. What do you guys think? Read that and then you'll get so, she's a good one, guys, man. Like I said, I never in a million years, man, never thought that my end of days would be this great with such a great Thai family that I've gotten, and it's from every aunt, uncle, cousin, everybody that I've met. Super people. Does everybody get a better quality of life for us all being together? Sure. It just comes with the territory. Do I love doing it? You bet. Wouldn't have it any other way, man. Never, no other way. Let's see. And Mitch is saying hi to everybody. What is well deserved. Yeah, it's an awesome life, Dowlow. I mean, it's awesome. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? We'll try not to kick you out, put you in jail or anything. I feel for Aaron. Aaron and I somehow got locked into, got thrown in jail and blocked from the channel. So thank God we got you back, Aaron. You're the man. Let's see. Hey, Chris, good morning to you. John Gray, yep, midnight people who attack others. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard not to retaliate sometimes, and I need to learn how to stop that. And I'm getting there, because all I want to do is have a good time with you guys. I mean, I go on every other day. We usually go for 2 to 3 hours every time I go on, and have a good time. So I was going to show real quick over here. I showed you the barbecue. I was going to see if it'll go back here, and I'll show you I thought it was reasonable. I'll show you. I got the Lipton iced tea. See, now I paid like 150 baht for each one of these hundreds. Now I noticed on here now, if I wanted to reorder, they've already jumped up to 200 and 229. But I guess it's not here. It's in my... Okay, it's in my track my orders. Let's go here. There's the Lipton tea. And let's try this one. I know you guys aren't... Oh, and I did get a little vacuum that looks pretty cool. Here it is here. And so I'll put this up. See if I can share it. There it is. So this deal here, and it's 4 liters. So I don't know if it's going to be big enough at all. I drink a lot of fluids. That's why I'm trying to get away from the soda, even though it's sugar free or whatever. It's got a bunch of stuff that's still not good for you. So I think what I'm going to do, what they're doing there, I'm just going to have some lemons, throw them in there, no sugar, no artificial sugar, no nothing, and keep, hell, if I have to, I'll buy another one. They were only 239 baht. So if I have to buy another one, I'll keep 2 of them in my giant Americanized refrigerator that I have in my kitchen. But definitely, so that should be here, I think today, maybe. Now today's Saturday. I don't know if it'll come today. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I should, maybe I should make some whiskey. But yeah, my wife used to make iced tea all the time, and I'm talking about my wife that passed. And she'd make sun tea. Sometimes if she didn't have the sun tea and didn't want to wait for it, she'd just boil a bunch of water and then, pour it, put tea bags in it and then pour it over ice and then in the refrigerator. But we always had iced tea, and I think it's a better choice than sugar-free. I mean, even if you want to add sweetener to it, I don't think it needs it. With lemon, I think it's fine. It's fine with me. But I need to do something. I can't keep I can't keep eating and not working out to compensate. I can't eat what I want to and go to the gym once a week. So I've got to change my life. Large pickle jars, that's what she used. Yeah, and I don't remember what my wife used to use. She had a special thing, I think, and then she had some stuff that wasn't so special. It was like that, an old pickle jar. Yeah, there's supposed to be something about drinking lemon and stuff in the morning or something. I can't. It's been all over the internet, and something else supposed to help you lose weight or something. I don't know. Everything is going to kill you from cancer. Everything that you eat is proven to cause cancer. So I don't know. But I'm going to try to get away from the sodas. I got to get away from the sodas, even the sugar-free ones, and a lot of the stuff that's only because I am diabetic. So, any kind of, and I love pastas and breads and all that stuff. So it's basically killing me. But I try to look back on it and in my mind say, you got 60 plus years of eating all the crap that you wanted to. So now if you want to hang out with your Thai family and enjoy life for maybe, I'm hoping 10, 15 years would be nice. But you better start eating and getting a little healthier. Yeah, and I showed you guys that too. I bought a bunch of honey. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liters of it, and I haven't even used it in my coffee. I bought it so that sometimes I'll put a teaspoon of honey in my coffee. But yeah, I do have that, and that probably is a lot better for you. And if you're using, I know that I talked about it before, but I was told when I was in Costa Rica actually, that if you're going to eat or use honey, use it from whatever area you're staying in, because those bees it'll help you with pollen and everything else from that area. So, but I'm going to try it. So hopefully that'll be here. I'll do a short on my tea and in the refrigerator. And my husband buy a lot of honey. Yeah, I did, didn't I, dear? She likes lemon and honey tea. Yeah, so we'll I've got a lot of it. The kids made I had some old cornflakes and stuff, and the youngest made used honey to do those, and they were good, like a little snack or something. It was pretty good. I was surprised. They say lemon water is good for you. Yeah, I know people have been drinking that and doing that for years, right? Lemon water. And another option would be soda water, which I really like. Gives you that fizz effect that, oh, am I drinking a soda? Try to fool your brain when you're simple-minded like me. But with lemon or lime, oh, excuse me, or something like that in it, would be another option. And I might do that. Excuse me. I might do that. I might, excuse me, get some of the soda water and keep that in the refrigerator too as a change up. Now maybe I won't gag. Was Tom going somewhere? All right, guys, I'm out of here. Where are you going, Tom? Swimming. What a dad. Probably one of the better fathers that I know. If you have allergies, yes, local. Yeah, I believe I was told that, and when I was in Costa Rica, I bought honey there, obviously, and it seemed I've never had a problem with allergies or pollen or anything like that, but it seemed like the smart thing to do. I mean, if the bees are going around the countryside, you might as well be in tune to the same stuff you're, excuse me, experiencing wherever you're living. See you in Thailand. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for everybody to get here. When's Robert coming? Robert, you're here. It's hot out. He's saying. I think you already got it. You got your Thailand pass, right? Robert's in, I believe, in Vietnam, unless he's already here, which he could be. Sometimes I not follow everything. Sorry, I'm out of here. Can't use the phone. All right, take it easy, Black Sheep. Thanks for all the support. But yeah, I don't know, Robert, if you're still here listening. Dave, cool. Let me know because I'll be. I think that Luis Cabo is coming in December, so I'll be over in probably Pattaya, Jantiem area. So I would definitely like to meet up, Aaron. If by all means, make sure you stay in touch and let me know. I will, and if I'm not there, I'll probably take a trip over there. I'd like to meet you guys. Hi again, kids. Did you leave, ET? I missed it if you left. Let's see. They have a 2 or 3 mile range. They cover and collect pollen, so getting local honey is good for you. I think so too. I'm a believer in that. I like a lot of the natural stuff. I'll be there sooner than later. Well, definitely let me know. I'm sure you will. And I will. I'll be in Korat. Okay. 2 hours from me, I think. 2.5, something like that. So I'll definitely come that way. Let me know when you guys are going to be here, and I will come and visit. We'll have a adult beverage, but I'm not a big drinker. One maybe, or maybe lunch or something, or dinner. I'd love to. My wife's saying the Thai-Cambodian border is now open. I'm planning to go. Yes, she's going to Surin. It's not far. She has to get her sister that we moved to Ubon. She got her passport, I think it is. And her and my wife haven't had it for 5 years. And I think they're good for 5 years. So the sister being there, she already applied for hers, and I think it takes 7 to 10 days to get it back. And my wife's going to go and get hers, and they're actually going to go without me. They said, my wife just said, you just stay home. I don't like you. No, she's going to go with her sister. She said, you come if you want. No, go have fun with your sister. They'll have more fun without me limping along with my knees. They'll have a lot better time. And it'll be nice. So she has to get over there. I don't know when she's planning on going there. But that isn't a horrible drive either. It's only 2 hours, I think, to to where she needs to go at the government center or whatever building to get that. And she told me it's like a half hour maybe or an hour to get everything in the process and off like her cousin did. And then I guess they were going to mail it back. They would mail it back to us in Surin, so we wouldn't have to go back to get it either. So she needs to do that because I know that her cousin wants to go. Come. Now Mitch doesn't. He's allergic or something to Surin. He tries to come here, but he doesn't make it. He will be here. I know Mitch will. He told me. 10 year. Yeah, I think, and it might be my wife. I think maybe I heard her wrong or whatever. Maybe it's been 5 years since she's had one, and maybe I know ours in the U.S. are 10 year, but here in Thailand I don't know if they're 5 or 10. I know that my driver's license I think I got is good for 2 years if you get it the first time, and then the second time I think they're good for 5 years. Can you rent a Harley in Surin? Not that I know of, Joe. Not that I know of. And the ones that I heard that Mitch were talking about when we did go on our bike ride, and Mitch can jump in and say, but they were so outrageously priced because James had originally talked of renting Harleys to go on our first bike ride, the one I called the epic scooter ride or epic bike ride. But Mitch, how much were they for a week in out of John Tiem or that area? It was outrageous. I don't even want to try to quote it. It was a lot of money. But Mitch knows, I know. Yes, I had to take my wife to Washington to renew her passport. It was for 10 years. Yeah, the ones in the state are 10, but I don't know what they are here. I think they're 5. My wife will rent something. There you go, Joe. She'll rent her scooter. I'll bring her this coming Monday to get her U.S. passport. Cool. Awesome. And I'm imagining she's going to be coming in December once you get all this stuff taken care of, I'm guessing. Here it was 15,000 baht a week for a 600 cc bike. I'll grab the link. Yeah, so that's not even because even the 8.8 whatever they are, the small Sportsters are more than 600 cc's. Whatever it wasn't worth it to me. I've ridden plenty of Harleys in the past 55 years, or whatever, 50 years. So I don't, like I said, man, I really dig my my Forza with the side boxes and all that stuff. For the scooter rental. You're the man, Joe. Joe's always always giving. And I did show earlier, and I'll show again right now because I know people are interested. This is the ones that we got 100. I think there's 115. We're going to go on the 16th to get them and take them to the school. So there'll be the teachers. We got them for the teachers. We got them for everything. So it should be fun. I will video that, and we'll have a good time with it. But thanks again, Joe. Really appreciate it. As always. Heck, my fat boy was 12. Yeah, and I don't know what's the 2008 I gave my son. I think, what are they, 13 somethings? I forget the cc's of them anymore. But I didn't have to change anything on that 2008. I thought that dyno was the perfect bike. Single seat. I put lowering shocks on the back right off the showroom floor, and I had an absolute ball. It rode and up in the mountains and the canyons and everything. It was a perfect all-around bike. Perfect. Nothing flashy. Nothing. It was the cheapest big bike they sold in the back then. I think I paid 12,500 for it, and I want to say if you went and bought the same thing today, I think they're only like 14, maybe a couple thousand more, and I don't know for sure. I'm guessing because when I looked when I was in the States, they never went up much. Maybe they did now. I don't know. But I oh, wrong one. Let's see. Is big scooters. I will be doing birthday live stream on the 3rd and the 4th. And if Jam is still here, I think that's when they're going to be flying in on the 4th. The 4th of July, they will be doing they will be coming here to retire. And today, if you guys weren't watching it earlier, say congratulations to Jam. Today's her last day. She is now a retired individual. So Mitch is saying an example from their link, the Kawasaki Versus was 1,590 baht per day on a 10-day rental, 15,000, 16,000 baht for 10 days. So I mean, if it's something that you just got to sit on a Harley and whatever, I mean, go for it. But I don't think that there's any here in Surin. I would imagine, obviously, there's some places in Bangkok, Pattaya, Jomtien area to go. I was riding 150 cc's when I was a kid, moved up to 500 Yamaha Enduro. Yeah, there's a word that'll show your age, Aaron. The word Enduro. That's what I called the bikes. What do they call them now? God, they got another word for them. Shoot, my mind's shot. Anyway, Enduro will date you. But yeah, by all means, I mean, if you want to cruise around, I wouldn't particularly take a bagger through Bangkok. I wouldn't do it unless you're planning on just being like a car and sitting in bumper to bumper traffic. I have a hard time judging these the side bags that are on my Forza. I've gotten better at it, but it's still, I don't ride it enough. I don't ride it as much as I would like to. It was really fun taking it out yesterday. I had a good time. I had a really good time. But that little 150 PCX that I had, I rode that bike from Phuket to Koh Lak, from Phuket to Krabi, 5 hours, 4.5 hours, and 90 kilometers cruising, never a problem. And I'm over 250 pounds. Never had a problem with that 150. And I did, I think that for your bang for your buck, the one that Mitch has and Kevin, and I believe James has it too, is that 155 Yamaha. The bang for the buck, they're cheaper. They do not have any Harleys in their flock, but there are Harleys in Pattaya to rent. I will look. Yeah. So I mean, if you wanted to go there just to get one and get out on the open road, like I said, even in Pattaya, I was just there with the car. It would be okay, but like I said, if you're not really familiar on two wheels, man, I wouldn't do it. But obviously Joe and the people have ridden Harleys, so you can use mine. I have free. My husband has Scoopy too. I love my Scoopy, man. I know Chuck bought one for Soy Mafia, and I don't think she's ridden it, and I think he's ridden it way more, but he isn't particularly hep on it. He probably would have got a PCX or an ADV, or I think the ADV is the popular one to have now. But nice 150. And now they make, I don't know if they make the ADV in 160, but I know they make the PCX in 160 cc's now. Hey Patty, how you doing? Scandinavia, you look okay. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Patty. Glad you could make it. You gotta go, Jake. Alrighty. Cheers to you. Have a good one. You rode it? I dig it, man. I mean, and it'll do 80 kilometers all day long with me on it. And if you want to push it, it'll do, 90. But it'll hold that 80. But I just use it around town here in Surin, so I don't have to jump on the Forza every time. And then I still have the Wave, my wife's first scooter we had completely redone. That we still have that. In fact, I got to start it up. It's over at the other house, the in-laws or my wife's house, whoever, the other place. It's there storing most of the stuff there since my mother and father-in-law live with us now. So everybody's saying hi to Patty. Let's see. I don't think anybody asked any morning. This morning, I don't think I missed anything. If I missed something. Yeah, I mean, awesome scooter, man. Like I said, 250 pounds and 90 kilometers. And I think the ride to Colac from Kamala was 2.5 hours. And I think the stop as many times and relax, which I did twice or 3 times to Krabi, was 4.5, 5 hours. And no problem whatsoever. So do you need to have the Forza? No, I don't even think you need to have that. I like it because I have that little extra throttle there, and I can cruise at 110, 120 all day long as I want to, and still have enough oomph to get myself out of any kind of problems. So we'll see. They what? The ladies laughed at me when I pulled out. They actually wanted to see me on the back with Chuck driving. They have they have a sense of humor. Yeah, it seems like they do. And it looked like I only got to watch, like I said, half of Chuck's. I think this is the first one, probably be another one from Rayong. They look like they're just having an absolute ball. That ATV rides like a Cadillac compared to my RX. Great bike. Yeah, you rode. I haven't ridden that ADV. I haven't ridden. They make that in case people are wondering. It's more of a. It looks like more of an off-road. What Aaron had said earlier, enduro style scooter. A little bit better suspension, better tires, that type thing. And they do make that supposedly in a 350, and I know they make it because Bruce has one in a 750. It was the one that James rode of Bruce's to see what he thought about it on the epic bike ride. So would it be something to have? Yeah, but like I said, man, I paid 173,000 baht for my Forza, and then I put about maybe 10,000 baht between the top bag and the camera and all that in the back box, or the top box and the side bags and all that kind of stuff. So, and I'm used the ATV 750s are twice that or something in that 400 range. And the 350s, I haven't seen any for sale. They've been talking about it. They're supposed to be coming out. I think the ADVs, like the Forzas, are made here in Thailand. I guess they import all the parts and assemble them here in Thailand. So if I had my choice, I know my wife wanted an ADV, the 150. I think that's too much. Plus, she drives her car. That's her new mode of transportation. Am I a picky eater? Yeah, it pretty much has to be food, Aaron. Sometimes I'm not. I haven't tried the bugs here in Thailand. Some of the fish stuff, if it's fishy tasting, I don't like. Otherwise, I pretty much like. I like all Isan spicy food that I've tried and my family's made for me, but not picky per se. I don't think. Yeah, the Scooby Doo. I like mine, man. I put that same shad 45-liter box on the back of it, and I take that everywhere around here. And like I said, 250 plus pounds on that thing, and it'll cruise 80 kilometers all day long and never break a sweat. And the only thing I don't like about the Scoopy, and I don't think it's going to be a problem, is they're air cooled. Here in Thailand with the humidity and all that kind of stuff, I think. But my wife's had hers forever, and I think hers is a 2012 or something like that. The one that I told you the story, the oldest daughter saved her money and bought that for her mother at 15 or 14, however old she was. That shows you the integrity of my children, or her children. They're my children. But anyway, they're air cooled, the Scoopies. But they're a popular bike here. So we'll see. Um, the rain. We'll enjoy the rain. Yeah, my wife needs to get an umbrella. I still don't think she has an umbrella in her car to get back and forth. But she used to have TOT ones, and now she's with NT. I don't think they've made an NT umbrella yet, but I'm sure that she will get one when they do. Mine was a kickstart. Talk about compression, my legs. What kind of bike was a kickstart? Aaron? I didn't see. I got to look back and see which one. I don't think I could kick. Looking back on my panhead, now I had probably the only panhead in existence that had dual point ignition on it that I could start in putting the choke on, kicking it through once, putting the choke up to about halfway, a little bit less than halfway, turn the key on, and kick it through, and the thing would start. I don't know how many people I saw on old knuckleheads and panheads, and they were just kicking the heck out of them on the side of the highway. Never had a problem with mine. Never flooded it, never did anything. But I don't think I could kick it over now, to tell you the truth. I probably could, but my knees, I'd be afraid that it would, tweak my knee and rip my knee apart. But I probably wouldn't try it. Anybody know what the GPX drones? I see them for sale, John, and I don't. Are they Kawasaki's? I can't remember. They look like the ADVs, right? It looks like the ADV, and it's I think more of a reasonable price. But I see them for sale on Facebook and on Marketplace. But I don't know anybody that owns one, and I have not ridden one. I would think that you might want to check is Rides for Kicks. Lucas might have done a review of one, but I haven't seen it. And I haven't even looked on YouTube. That would what I would do. I would our bikes like a good little runaround for a good little runarounds. Yeah, it looked like a nice scooter, no doubt. Sandbox. Rented a Click and a PCX and the ADV 150. Honda's AVV took the prize. Yeah, and like I said, man, I had that Taiwan mated 300cc, which was okay. I just couldn't get anybody to work on it. And my wife said, I told you that from the beginning, to just go buy the Forza. And so that's what we ended up doing. But like I say, in Surin, I'm just guessing that there's 15, 20 Honda dealers. So gives you a little added peace of mind riding around Thailand, knowing that wherever you break down, you could probably throw a stone and hit a Honda dealer. It definitely gives you makes you feel a lot more at ease riding. Oh, the 500 Enduro. I had a 500, which I'm going to call an Enduro. I want to say it was an 81 Honda. Was it a single cylinder? God, I believe it was a single cylinder 4-stroke. It was either single cylinder or it might have been, maybe it was a twin cylinder. But that thing had some compression, trying to push that through. And I had it a long, long time ago. Only had it for about a year. I rode it up in the mountains. It was the XL and there was two Hondas. You could get them you could ride on the road as an Enduro, or the full whatever, just had a light, no blinkers, no nothing. It was more of an MX type motorcycle. But that 500 Honda, I want to say, God, was it a single longer? If anybody knows that, please let me know. It was an 81, so I know Mitchell can probably go to Google on what was the 500cc motor in 81 XL 500. But I want to say it was a single piston, single cylinder motorcycle. I don't know. How much is 1 liter of 90 day octane? The 95, which is the one that we get here, Patty. Do you know how much 95 is, baby? 95. How much is it a liter? 45 baht. Yeah, somewhere between 45 and 50 baht. Yeah, she never. My wife never puts because she'll put the 91, but the 95, which is going to be the closest thing, Patty is. I'm going to say you can find it for 45 baht. Somebody else might know too, and in let's see if you're crossing that over to U.S. is the only thing I can do it. I don't even know what kind of money you guys use, but that would be what 30 would be. 40, so 50 would be half, a dollar 50 U.S. a liter. Is that right? Or am I way off? I think about a buck 50 a liter sounds about right. You had a 95. Was it two stroke? I'm imagining, Aaron, in 95. I'm imagining it was a two stroke. 10 years ago, 40,000. How much are they now, baby? I think they're 60, maybe, or something like that. 65,000. The the Scoopy, how much now? I think probably 65. I'm guessing. Um, I want to say there's 78,000, somewhere around 80,000 baht. Maybe the ATV was 80,000, 79,000, something like that, right? Yeah, somewhere around 80,000 baht stuck. The TT was a single cylinder. Yeah, the TT. And I think, I don't know, like I said, it doesn't really matter, but all right, here's Joe. Okay, so I was damn close. See, my mind's not completely dead, as people would like to say it is. Um, so yeah, Patty, like a dollar 50 US a liter. What would that be a gallon now, Joe? How many liters in a gallon? 3 point something? If somebody's got that, I'd be curious to know um, what it is per gallon. Back in my box of pictures back home, I have a photo of my friend Richard Brown smoking Kenny Roberts on a flat track on his TT 500. And Kenny Roberts number one on his part. Yeah, the TT bikes were probably one of my favorites because I liked I just liked them, and the I don't know that 500, that XL 79, 80, 81, whatever it was a fun bike to ride. And I was bigger back then. I was always up in the 210, 205 range. Uh, it was it carried me around fine. 499 cc four-stroke single. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. It's been a long time. I want to say it was when I was in Sand Canyon, in Canyon Country. It was before or right when my kids were born, so 35 years ago. So lucky I can't remember what I had for breakfast. So, uh, but yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun on bikes. Like I said, it was a different time back then. I mean, the areas where we used to go in the washes and stuff and tear it up in our old Baja bugs, and when the three-wheel death cycles, I called them, the Honda three-wheelers. I never could figure out how to lean the wrong way to ride them. It was too easy to get hurt. I was prone to it anyway. But we could go ride those in our bikes, and like I said, the Baja bugs and all that, you know, 10 minutes from our house, which are just now homes, and you can't go down in there, you can't do this, you can't do that. We used to go 10 minutes from the house and shoot shotgun. We didn't shoot too much big bore stuff like that. Bullet traveled too far, but shotguns and stuff we would definitely shoot 10 minutes from the house. Now you'd probably have to drive well over an hour to go to a pay range and shoot. So it's an interesting time. I kind of feel bad for the people that didn't get to grow up in my era. So it was the 76 they made from. Okay, yeah, excellent bikes back then. All the four-stroke stuff that they had. The two-strokes were pipey and fun to ride. I mean, you got on a 250, and it had unbelievable power back then. And I'm talking 25, 30 years ago. They were really fast. I mean, they had a lot of horsepower, a lot of pipe to them. I mean, they were good bikes. And my buddy, when the one that passed away that had the air conditioning company, when the first, God, I wish I could remember that name, Enduros, came out again, and this is probably 15 years ago or whatever. They made like 690s. I don't remember what make they were. 400s, 500s, 250s, 350s, all that kind of stuff. He bought, of course, the most expensive one he could buy was a 690 or something. And the first day he had it out, he flipped the thing, grabbed the throttle, and I think he sold it the next day and bought like a 250 or a 300 and had fun with it from that point on. So it's I don't know. We had a lot of fun when I was younger. Yes, the three wheels. Yeah, left some scars. People like to put their foot down and they'd roll up over. I mean, I've seen a lot of people get hurt pretty good. We played Superman. Yeah, but my friends were great on them. I just got on it once and I did not like the way that it felt and supposedly leaning the wrong way to turn. I can't even remember, but I know that I tried once or twice. I didn't try it a bunch of times. I said no, two wheels, four wheels. That's where I'll stay in any of those. Hmm, let's see. See if I'm caught up here. I think I am. Thinking about Honda motorcycle prices in Thailand. The new price is the same. Yeah, they. It seems like most of them are. Like I was telling Mitch, because I don't know what Mitch is going to end up getting. We had talked about it multiple times. Probably not going to get anything right now. But if it was me and I was doing it again, I would go and probably pay close to 100 and maybe 10 or 15,000, and I would buy a secondhand 300 or 350 new style. Probably get 350 for 115, and pay cash for it. And the person that you buy it from is probably going to be a foreigner. Probably bought it and rode it once or twice, and the thing's probably got, I don't know, 2,000 kilometers on it or something stupid. Really low mileage. And if they took it in for the oil changes and stuff, I would scoop it up and not worry about a secondhand deal. And because I really do like that 350. I didn't get to ride the 300. James's was a 300. I think we did. Excuse me. We did verify that that his was a 300. So it seemed James is a big man too, and Mitch was on a 300, the older style. 300 is probably fine, and I think you could find those for 100. So it's all relative. Now, if it was me, I would rather have that than maybe an 80,000 brand new ADV, but that's just me. To each their own. Like I said, I enjoy my 350, and it's all I need. And I could pack enough on that bike to go for however long I want. I could tour Thailand. She says I ride too fast. uh, see if I missed something, guys. Put it back up. T stands for trails. Yeah, they were trials bikes, right? We called them trials bikes. But it's somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that, Chris. There, Mitch answered it for you. Yeah, very small tanks on them. They were. I liked them because, like in the reservoir, or the ravines and stuff, it was kind of cool to just, you know, kind of crawl around. They were fun. Were very well balanced bikes. If you get a chance, you could probably go on YouTube. I mean, on YouTube, on Google, the almighty Google, and he could probably bring up something. Um, let's see. What's my wife laughing at? She's laughing at me, dear. Oh, didn't know I have faith he can ride. Yeah, I mean, I've been riding a long time. 3,000 was 7 years old, over 100,000 kilometers, and still, yeah, it did. I just like they stretch the frame a little bit, they ride and handle a little bit better, the new ones, and I like the way they look. So between the handling and everything else, but you could buy the older ones. Geez, I don't even know, 60,000, 50,000. I don't know. You could find deals on those. I would rather have the new style and pay the 110, but that's what I would do. I wouldn't buy a new one, and I don't know what the new ones are anyway. They probably went up a little bit. They're probably 180 or something, and I'm guessing you'll find out when you come here. Are you allowed to ride four-wheelers on? I don't know from what I seen, Raymond. If you can bolt a lawnmower motor to anything you want to ride, you can drive it here in Thailand. Are they going to pull you over? Could they? Yeah. Will they? Probably not. You'd be thoroughly amazed, or I'm thoroughly amazed at some of the vehicles that I see the Thai people riding on the road here. Are they going to ride them through downtown Bangkok? No. But out in the Surin or out in out in Isan, stuff like that, it's amazing what you see them drive. So, are you allowed? Allowed and could you are two different words. Probably not allowed, but yes, you could. Um, yeah, they are fun to watch, aren't they? The guys are amazing. I was never even close to being able to do what they did, but I did enjoy. I did enjoy riding them when I was younger. Kind of hoping to buy a bigger bike, so I could buy his. What that? That I was going to buy a bigger bike. I didn't. Like I said, I would probably. Would I like more horsepower? I mean, yeah, I'm a gas and oil guy. But do I need to? Do I even really want to get on one and go, oh yeah, I really like this? No, I won't even test drive one. I probably could have, probably could have rode Bruce's when James did, for 10 miles and seen about it. But no reason. I got it. Let's see. Yeah, I do. I do ride the Scoopy a lot, and I do want to get out. I'm gonna go some places. My wife doesn't like me to. She'd rather me take the new car and go any place. But man, I'm a two-wheel guy, man. I will be till the day I die. And it won't be on a scooter. It won't be on two wheels. I can guarantee it. Something happens to me on two wheels, I would be thoroughly amazed because of the epiphanies or whatever you want to call them that I had when I was younger, and I've talked about them a few times. I knew and was told that I will never seriously injured or die on a motorcycle. Dave, have you done a video? No, my wife just asked me about that. We were talking about that this morning because the people want me to, and I'm going to. But the weirdest thing is that Forza video that I did is my highest. I think it's got 16,000 views now, and it still gets like 1,000 views a month or something. I mean, it's amazing, and I still get people asking questions because the links and stuff to Lasada that I put in there for the camera, for the back box, for the side box, stuff like that. Some companies closed down and they're no good anymore. So I've had a few people, just say, hey, great video or whatever. I get those a couple times a month. And then people asking me, hey, where can I get the side boxes? The link's not working and stuff like that. So I answer all that. So I enjoy it. She said you should do another one on the Forza. But the Forza people that are in tune to this channel, they love the Forzas also. But I do have to do one. I do have to do one on the car. We were just talking about it this morning. That's definitely weird, Aaron. So yeah, I will be. Rubber down, chrome up. Yeah, definitely. And I've seen enough of them, man. I've seen heads and helmets and no bodies. Seen people going down the desert and lose it, and bikes going straight up in the air and coming down and crushing their chest and sitting there waiting for you know uh, helicopters and stuff like that, and seen it all. But in my mind, and like I said, I told you guys before about when I was younger and I rode my bike that I built, and it was a rigid. And I rode by canyons. At any time, if I went off, I would have been dead. And got home, and all the bearings dropped out of the back wheel, and I knew then that I would never die on one. Let's see. We'll let him in, but he's kind of a shady looking character. But
Yeah, really
we'll
shady. Oh, let me change the lighting here.
Let's see. Patty asked, "What last week? I buy 22 liters,
Shady.
95 euro. No, 95. Oh, octane for
How's
80
that?
euros. So, hey, somebody
I have
figure that out.
I have
Can you
blue
figure
teeth.
that out, Mitch? I'm curious to
What?
where Patty's from. She said she bought 32 liters of 95 for 80 euro. How many
I'm
gallons would that be, and how much money would that be?
Hang on a second. Let me just
Or
say
Joe?
I
Joe
agree
might be.
completely, Tommy. I agree completely. I was reading something.
Huh?
You asked me what?
For 95. My wife said 51 baht uh, per liter in Thailand.
51
Sounds
bucks.
expensive, but I don't know. We'll try to figure it out
Hell
in
yeah, that's expensive.
yeah,
I mean,
the
six,
terms that
60
I
baht would
can.
be $2.
Yeah,
Holy
no,
smoke.
no. I'm talking about her 32 liters for 80 euro. That
Oh,
sounds
yeah,
expensive,
okay, yeah. Let me see. I thought you
but I
said
don't know
50.
what it is.
But
But we'll
what,
try
how
to
much?
figure. It's right there on the screen. She bought 32 liters for 80 euro. So how many
Oh,
gallons
for
is 32?
95E, is 95E diesel? Is
I
95
don't
or
think
just
so.
regular petrol? I
I
shit.
think it's petrol. Is it? Patty, is it diesel or petrol? Because diesel's a lot
32
cheaper here.
liters,
Diesel, I'm gonna say. How much is diesel, baby? Still cheap, right?
€80. Well, let's go to the conversion sheet.
How much? Yeah, about 35 baht a liter for diesel.
So €1 is a buck seven for those
A buck what?
American. $1.07
A dollar
on this.
seven. Okay.
Yeah, so right now, so $1.07, so €80. Calculator. This is
So it's over $2 a liter.
so $85.60. Now we want to know how many
32,
liters per
32.
gallon. How many?
No, but
How many
just go with
liters?
liters. Liters will work. How much is that a liter? 32
25,
liters.
30, 80. Oh, let me look at my page again. Hang on, let me put my
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah. You go ahead.
let me put my thinking face on.
It sounds
There you
expensive
go.
to me. Uh,
Uh, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
the people in the
Me
chat
too.
have calculators, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't. My phone died, or I would do it here. My 8 is blank screened. I guess I should charge the battery occasionally. Um,
Yeah, 2.5 euros per liter. Holy smokes.
so and it was how much? $1.07
So two
a
dollars and
euro.
67.5 cents per liter.
Two 267, and right now at 50 would be how much a liter here? About $2. So kind of similar, but yeah, it sounds expensive.
It
Real
is
expensive.
expensive. Fuel's expensive here. And
Yeah, me too, Aaron.
flat out, it's expensive.
Too
It's
many.
more expensive than Washington State. And
Huh.
Washington State has one of the highest gas fuel taxes in the United States. One of the highest, not the highest, but one at 49 cents per gallon tax. Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, it's I think kind of apples. It's not apples and oranges. It's basically the same price here as it is in Western countries, which
Oh,
is
okay.
freaking expensive.
Yeah, yeah, same price here as it is in like Seattle or California.
Yeah.
California's always higher than every place. It's always been that
Yeah.
way. You know,
Washington's working on a bill now for Washington State working on a bill for like a mileage tax because so many people are buying electric cars, right? So they're saying, "Oh, well, we got to capitalize that. We're losing revenue." So they're working on passing that bill, and it'll pass. It'll pass, and it's going to be, I think, 2.5 cents a mile or something like that.
wow.
Yes, it is, Raven. It is very high.
And that's she's saying that's Scandinavia. So wow, it's expensive. Crazy. It's Aaron saying crazy.
Well, it
It
is like a
seems
wave,
that
Aaron. It is. I mean, things. When I was first
yeah,
here back in the day as a youngster, I saw a McDonald's in Hong Kong at the time, but never saw anything like that in Thailand. And I never saw people, uh, obese people like me, overweight. But now it's common.
yeah, we had, yeah, I don't like what did Joe say? Oh, I just paid $4.75 per gallon today. Man, I know somebody showed something on Facebook in California. It was 4.99 or $5 a gallon, or maybe 5.99. I don't remember. It was outrageous. 160 baht to fill my wave scooter yesterday. I know, and my Scoopy used to be under 100. It was like 80 or 90 baht, and now it's like 100 and 150 baht. Yeah, Tim, how you doing? Welcome too, by the way. 1980 to fill the Ranger with diesel. Yeah, my wife said, I think, how much did you pay for diesel? She's saying it's about like uh, between 30, 33 and 35 baht. And then she said it's almost up to 51 baht for 95
Hundred and
regular
four dollars
petrol.
and 50 cents is what Joe's saying there. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's expensive.
Oh, green curry chicken. Now that sounds delicious.
Is that what I'm getting
Mm,
for lunch? Lunchtime
yeah.
soon.
Let's see. It'll be cold by the time I
She
get there if I
threatens.
left
She
now.
threatens to make me stuff all the time, but it doesn't. No, my wife always makes me food.
Well, let's talk about Siem Reap, Cambodia, Angkor Wat, and stuff in the future.
What's that, Mitch?
I said, let's talk about Angkor Wat, and, excuse me, Siem Reap, Angkor Wat, and all that stuff because I really love it there. I've only been there one, two, let's see, myself, 4 times
Thanks, John.
to Angkor and Siem Reap
What?
proper,
Where's
actually
that?
doing the
Where's
temple.
that, Mitch? Because I'm not big on names or countries.
Where Nitnoy's going with her sister.
Is that's in Laos or in Cambodia?
Cambodia. Cambodia,
Cambodia.
Siem Reap.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah, love it there.
Hey, Ron, how you doing? Yeah, they should have a good time. That's why I said, she's gonna get her thing. I said, you know what, she hasn't got to go out and run amok with any of her family or friends. So I said, by all
Yeah, I haven't
means,
been to
you
Hong
guys.
Kong in decades, Aaron. Actually, haven't been there.
I've never been. Uh, Never been.
As at 17 years old, it was awesome. I mean, absolutely awesome. Hustle bustle fast, way faster than Seattle and any big city that I'd been to at that point in the United States. And I was young, so it was all new. So
It looks like Stuck got a pretty good deal, only $5.19.
at
That
BP,
sounds
wow,
good.
nice.
It's outrageous. You know what I feel for, man? It's when when it went
Hey,
crazy
Ron John.
when I was living in Central California, right by Bass Lake. When it was over $5 a gallon, it was $7.58 a gallon on the lake. It's always $2 or $3. They even lowered it to try to get people to come. You could buy it on the street for $5.50, and you could buy it on the lake for $6.25. So they tried to make it more, get some people there. But Joe Blow and his family and wife doesn't work, taking care of 2, 3 kids, and you want to go away for a little long weekend vacation from, let's say, where I did a 4 or 5 hour drive because we went up to Bass Lake all the time. It wasn't feasible to ride up there, pull in a boat, have the car full of gas, have the boat full of gas, and the food and the campsite and everything. They're just taking all that stuff away. And from what my biggest thing growing up and what I remember the most was camping in the United States. That's where my biggest joys came from. That's where half my memories came from, was camping with my family. And I think that they're making it so damn hard that people can't do it. Or I should say a normal, everyday husband work. Wife would love to work, but has 3 kids to take care of, like my son. She's got 4 to take care of. And until they all are in school, she doesn't have that option. So he has to work 6 days a week to try to make ends meet. Is he going to go on any giant vacations? He does the best he can. I think he tries to go to Disneyland once or twice a year. They really enjoy Disneyland. And sometimes they can stay at my mom's house, his grandma's house, and then go over because she's an hour away from Disneyland. But anyway, they're taking that away, and it was some of my biggest memories when I was young was dirt camping. We'll see.
Love camping.
Yeah, it was good stuff. What is Aaron saying? Way too many people in what? I missed that. I decided to go. You decided not to? I can remember when I was a kid.
Hong Kong, there's a lot. Way too many people in a little place. Yeah, that's true. Right, Tokyo.
It popped into my mind now. I can remember when I was a kid and we had no gas for the lawnmower, and my dad would give me 25 cents and say go up and buy a gallon of gas, and the gallon of gas was 19-20 cents a gallon. And he wanted his nickel back. I had to walk a mile to get the freaking gas where he could have drove his truck, the prick. But it was probably good for me back then. But
yeah,
he wanted his nickel back. And where's my nickel? Okay, here you go.
When I was a kid, I could go to the grocery store and get a pack of Camel Straights for my dad.
Yeah, when I saw that too. Somebody put on Facebook the old pull levered cigarette machines.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
That's how I got them going at the laundromat on the way that I walked to junior high school. They had one in there, and I want to say they were 35 cents a pack or 25 cents. They were cheap, and I would buy.
Ron says he's not flying back to the U.S. for his class reunion because of fuel costs. Shit, I'm not going back for my next class reunion because
did you go to any?
Less.
I never been to one.
I did.
I
was at a very small high school, and the group that had the reunion was, most of them were on that first Asia trip, so I wouldn't miss that for the world.
There are a bunch of them, obviously, because I'm old, but I never went to one.
That's the jokes are coming in. Nickelback, yeah.
It did. It was a big deal, man. Because I wanted that nickel, man. That was a lot of money.
Look at that photograph.
Uh-oh. I want to say I was somewhere between around 10 years old. So that's a band.
Okay.
Nickelback. Is it?
Yes.
I'm horrible.
I've got a story about
I've been such a 50s
time that I'll share with you guys later in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
A nickel bag when I was younger. Yeah, and a dime bag, right? And it was so big it was 4 fingers, wasn't it? I mean, that was the way
2 fingers. Yeah.
That was the way they determined.
Remember
weight.
when you could smoke a big doobie with 2 or 3 of your friends, like imagine this is a big one. And you might get high. And now fast forward, if you were to take one hit, you're totally blown away.
Oh man. The quality
Have things changed?
The quality of the bud that was when I was a kid, compared to the 30% THC and above levels of the weed that's produced now, is it's crazy. Yeah, I like Phuket and
Yeah, I do
Samui.
too.
Yeah, I think Phuket is a great place. I was in Kamala. I was on Phuket for 8 months, I think. Mitch was there for Sandbox for what, almost a month or over a month?
5 weeks.
Five
I was there
weeks.
5 weeks
There you
to
go.
the day. Yeah, two
Great
weeks
place.
sandbox, 3 weeks extra, and yeah, cools. I saw them schools run. My grandma smoked Lucky Strikes, and I didn't have to steal them from her. She gave them to me at 13 years old. Had to
It was oregano. Yeah, my
crazy
mom thought it was oregano too.
oregano. Yeah, it probably was.
My mom and me had discussions, and what was that smell I always smelled coming out of your room? That was weed, Mom. You were smoking weed in my
I'll
house?
tell you what.
Yes, Mother.
When I'm riding around here in Jomtien and Pattaya, and
You
I'm
can
smelling
smell it.
it more often. Like,
I'm riding
oh
around the
man, what?
countryside. I can smell the plant. The plant's growing right off the road
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
lot
I
of
can smell it.
locations. Yeah, I can smell it too. And I don't. Like I said, it's been
That's
a
correct,
long,
Ron.
long time for me.
I came
For
back to
over
Pattaya last
35
night,
years.
actually, Ron. I was in Rayong, and I'll be going back to Rayong.
Yeah, that was the
Today,
drug of choice back in the day,
Sunday. Today,
Aaron.
what day is it?
That's for
Saturday.
sure.
It's Saturday. I'll be
We
going back
called
tomorrow.
them, and no disrespect to the ladies, but we called them panty droppers, is what the Quaaludes were. And they were like everybody
Oh
couldn't get
my
enough
God!
Quaaludes. And if you,
Panty droppers.
they
Oh
were,
yeah, Ludes. That reminds me
yeah,
of a
they.
Leonard Skinner song.
I don't even think
Oh
I don't even
man,
think you can get them anymore, can you? I heard they haven't been available in years and years, but I could be wrong. I haven't been big in
I would
wanting any kind
imagine
of drugs for 30
nearly
years.
everything's available.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think you're
not.
probably
I mean,
right.
someone's
But
got to be making it.
what were they called? 357s, or there was a number that was associated with them back in the day, but I can't remember. Uh, it's that Alzheimer thing.
Oh, there's
It's
so
been
many.
15 minutes for me. Yeah, it hasn't stuck. But yeah, the people really liked them. That's for sure. There was a lot of
Quaaludes, see,
uh,
here I just Googled it and they said disco biscuits. They
disco
call
biscuits.
I've never heard that one before.
I never heard that one either.
Oh my
Although there were
God.
discos were big in the 80s, so
Oh
uh,
my word. Yeah,
or
they were.
actually
Well,
late
Valium
70s.
was the housewife prescription of the 80s, we called it.
Yeah, and then now it's
They gave it to
what's
them
that?
like candy.
Yeah, now
714.
it's
There you go. Mike
what's
just
that?
answered that question.
714s exactly. Exactly. Sorry,
That's
I'm
close to
old.
357, Dave. That's halfway there.
I had a gun in my mind somehow.
714s, lemons or lemon
Yeah,
sevens. Oh my God!
714.
Oh, now I'm gonna get monitored big time. I'm gonna have all these.
Uh,
Do
I
you have a
remember
drug problem?
those
I'm
big
gonna get
time back in the day. Pop one at a party.
methaqualone.
Beach wake up. Yeah, yeah, and
Oh,
blacked out
because
and not
they
know
had
anything about it.
714 actually stamped right on them too.
Yeah,
Here's a
they did.
photo. Here's a picture.
That's where they came from, and I believe that the majority of them came from Canada, if I remember right, back in the day.
Ludes.
I
Ludes. Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah,
Think,
they
okay,
were
Leonard
big.
Skinner. What's the song that's stuck in my head now with Quaaludes in it or Ludes in it?
And it's a
Oh,
Leonard Skinner song.
yeah, it's a Leonard Skinner song.
Oh
Come on,
man.
Mike, help me out. Jake, if Jake's in the house, please.
Yeah, Jake's gone. You got no one
Oh yeah, he
to
said
lean
goodbye.
on,
So
and I don't. I'm still in the 50s and 60s music, so I can't help you. Um, everybody, all it seems like our generation, everybody knows
that smell.
the drugs, the
Whiskey
drugs of choice
bottles,
back in the
brand
day.
new cars, oak
But
tree
yeah,
in
like
my
I said
way.
before, didn't we though? All the people in here are mainly between around 60. Okay, I'm gonna say, and if I offend anybody, sorry if you're 45. But did we not have the best music, the best cars, the best everything? I mean, we had it all. I couldn't imagine growing up in any other era than the era we grew up in. We had everything, even the best drugs. I mean, when the stuff came out, it was all nice and pure, and
Here's the lyric from that Leonard Skinner
oh, you found it?
song, "The Smell." Can't you smell it? Now they call you Prince Charming. You can't speak a word when you're
That
full of
is the new
lewds.
Rich House.
My
Yeah, I'm trying to
daughter
think.
likes freaking Black Sabbath and
Really?
Zeppelin and man alive. I mean, yeah.
What about
She's
Emerson,
29.
Lake and Palmer? No
Of
Emerson, Lake and
course,
Palmer.
of course. Yeah,
Good music. That was some of the music I listened to, but mostly,
yeah.
if you know me,
But she listened to
Beatles.
stuff
You
of her
know,
generation too.
yeah, a
So,
lot of. I sure did even in
I sure got sick of Barney though. Hearing Barney
Uh,
when they were youngsters, I was like, oh my god.
yeah, we did. We had the not me and Mitch because I was a good boy. And Gary saying not him
The
and
Deadhead, yeah,
you.
the
You guys
Grateful
didn't
Dead.
do anything. It was so hard not to
Yeah,
do
Mother's Little Helper, Valiant.
any. Yeah, and now it's God. I can't remember. They had me on them. They're the ones for anxiety. What the hell's the name of that drug that they give everybody like candy? They come in 1 milligrams. I actually took them when I was riding
I
and got kept up for a few days
I think
to
it's
sleep.
a derivative of Valium, and I think it's lorazepam.
Yeah, lorazepam. And
Yeah,
yeah, and the
it
other one
acts
is what?
quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's another one too. There's another word for them. But anyway, we didn't. Whether it was peer pressure or whatever the case was, in my case, it wasn't really peer pressure, but I wanted to know what the hell it would do to me. Now, did I like hallucinogenics? No, not at all. I
Susie
took
Q.
window pane once and one other kind of acid and mushrooms once, 3 times, and did not like not being able to be in control. What little
Oak tree,
control
you're in
I
my
had,
way. Yeah.
I didn't like it. But
That's a great
all the
tune.
uppers and downers
Great
and
tune, Mike.
sideways and black beauties. I don't know if you guys remember those. They had time release inside them. I know people used to snort them, and they were wondering how I'm snorting this thing. What are these little black deals in there? Well, that's the time release that you're snorting up your nose and burning the crap out of the
I
nose. But black beauties
I
were big
haven't
back in the day.
I haven't seen any AMC's, Patty, here. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um,
What's an AMC?
I think it was actually the AMC. I think stand
You're
for
talking about a
American Motor
car?
Car. Yeah,
Oh, a car.
it was
Okay.
a car brand. I think it was American Motor Car. I think that's what it stood for. I'm not sure.
Sabbath.
For trivia
Earth,
sakes,
Wind, and
what does
Fire.
MG stand for in the MG auto line? What does the MG actually stand for? That's trivia. Go ahead, look it up if you have to.
Definitely.
First time I had hash was in Nepal. Black Nepalese hash. I have actual pictures of the
There it is. That's the
incident.
word I was looking for.
Oh, Xanax.
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 Xanax is
Yeah.
the new Valium.
Pink
Mama's
ladies.
Little Helpers.
Yeah.
And I took those for a while too. Like I said, when I used to stay up, you used to be able to buy them in blocks.
There you
They were
go.
like
There you
little
go. Tim's got it. Tim's got it.
what,
Morris Garage.
Morris Garage.
John's got it
Um,
too. Yeah. See, that's cool. Isn't that
yeah,
cool?
yeah, that's two.
I
That's
mean,
actually
it's
pretty good.
yeah.
But
American Motors. Yeah.
they
Ron.
came in
Yeah,
blocks,
that's
and the first time that I took them, I had been up all night. I had been
purple
riding and
microdots.
up
Holy
for
smokes.
like God 28, 30 hours or something.
I ate
And I
mushrooms
took one of
once.
those blocks and I slept for 18 hours. That was my first
Magic
experience
mushrooms.
with Xanax. Do in moderation, yeah. Anything in moderation.
Shrooms are a good thing.
That was
for
my
depression.
motto when I was
Really?
a kid.
Orange
Or a good thing.
sunshine.
Yeah,
American muscle
eh,
cars.
I think I'm still experiencing depression to a certain extent. I thought about it
Yes.
the other
Okay.
day.
Okay.
I think
AMC.
I'm
See,
still depressed.
okay. Thing about text. Okay. Here's it. The misconception about communication, comma, is that it has been established. So here I am thinking, Patty's talking about AMC, the car model, and she's talking about American muscle cars, right? See how that played out?
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Hey,
she's talking about
American
American
muscle
muscle cars. So the answer to that is yes. Where I live, there is a 72 Chevelle, genuine. What you would see in where I grew up. I mean, a muscle car. a real one.
Knocked the shit out of me, Aaron. I slept for 18 hours.
And Ron John, of course, AMC of AMC Voight, AMC Sports Athletics, did the Harleys for a period of time too.
And I had a, what year was that Sportster? Anyway, I did have one of their AMCs, and a lot of people gave them a bunch of shit about, called them bowling balls and
Yeah, they're
all
nice
sorts
cars.
of stuff. But
I
I'll tell
really
you
like
one
the
thing:
Chevelle.
if AMC wouldn't have come in and did what they did for Harley Davidson more than likely would be gone right now.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I
If
agree
it
with
would,
that.
if they wouldn't have done what they did, so I had a 70 Chevelle. I had a 69 Mach. I had a 69, no, a 70 Boss 302.
Yeah, AMC
I had a lot of
Pacer.
nice muscle cars back in the day.
Was the Gremlin an AMC?
I think so.
That's a question there for the group.
I think the Gremlin was.
I had a 70 Cutlass. It had a 350 in it, and I blew it up and
350
found a
Oldsmobile. That's
wrecked,
good motor.
old,
AMC Pacer.
I think it was a 98 or something like a land yacht with a freshly rebuilt 455, Rocket 455 Olds engine in it. So
Had
I
a lot
bought
of
this
fun
car
cars.
for a song and swapped it out in that
Big,
in that Cutlass.
yeah, big cars when I was growing up was the Chevelle.
Man, did it move.
55 Chevys were really big to
It was
hot
fast,
rod.
but not quick.
Novas, all the old square early Novas were real light cars. I had one with a straight axle front end with a 327 with a crossover 4 barrels up through the hood. That was a fun car.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. Well, like I said,
like
the
the-
era that I grew up in,
The
Keith
Mustang,
Black,
from Bullet.
Ed Pink,
It was 68
all
or
these people were
69.
right there in my
Those were so
neighborhood.
cool.
They, like I said,
Kudas.
Yeah.
When my uncle
They
got
were
back from
57.
Vietnam, he bought a 69 Roadrunner, Daytona Orange. Boom,
Had a
Daytona. I
Gremlin.
mean, it was just
a
a
Gremlin
beautiful
with
car.
a 318. Now that
And,
318 was a good motor also.
I think
I like the
paid
Roadrunners
less than
too.
$3,000.
The 69 and the 70 Roadrunners and stuff like
Yeah,
that
the
were
goats,
an awesome car.
Mustangs, goats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
they're
good
fun.
cars. And where did they come from? They came from what I consider my era. I was right there in the 70s, early 70s. But bunch of fun, there's no doubt.
Yeah, a high school buddy of mine, Kevin, put a little V8 in I don't know, 283, 289, something like that, in a Ford Pinto, and he let me drive it, and all I could do was imagine to whip little circles around when I tried to drive it and punch it. I would just
Yeah, the
lose it.
Camaros were, Joe. I agree. The Z28s and all that kind of stuff, they were awesome cars.
There you
from
go.
what?
67,
67,
Camaro RS.
68, 69.
And the
was
RS, I
probably
believe,
in
was
70,
Rally
maybe.
Sport. I think that's what that stood for.
Super Bs.
This
Yeah,
is
there
good
you
for
go.
the gray
Any of
matter to
the-
get things clicking.
the Hemis and stuff that Chrysler was putting out during that era was because
That's
it was
a nice
with NASCAR.
car,
me
ET.
and me and Tim had talked about that before. Stock cars used to be stock cars. That's why they came up with these Super Bs and stuff like that. They bought them off the showroom floor and took them into NASCAR and started racing them.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's why they
Yeah.
did some of these cars, and Chrysler especially, and then they stopped doing that, of course. But yeah, I think we had the best era. These kids today, what would they talk about today? I mean,
Yeah, Gary, Tesla.
I don't know. Some of the music, I don't even know what some of it is. I don't listen to it. The cars, what do they have? I got my electric hot rod. I mean, I'm imagining some kids still have 55 Chevys that their dad had when they were a kid and gave it to them, and they love the car and they like American hot rods, and there's a lot of them still in it, so I don't want to say too much, but we had them right at our fingertips for nothing. My buddy bought his 59 Corvette for $900.
Oh, convertible too.
I mean, it was unbelievable. We were 17 years old. I turned down a couple of them. You want $1,100 for that? That's way too much money. For a 58. I wanted a 58. I like the chrome on the hood, pretty much the same body style as the 59, but I like those two pieces of chrome. But anyway, I mean, if I had the cars that I could have had or did have, I'd be probably set for life. Of course, I'm set okay. I mean, I don't care. I've got
Wow.
enough in my retirement to have a good time. Bow tie and my '63 step side.
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
kind of
a what?
partial to that '63 split window coupe, the
Yeah,
Corvette.
yeah, yeah. Split window.
Uh,
My cousin had
Why?
one.
Because a friend of mine had one, possibly still does, and that was the year of my birth, so I kind of just
Yeah, my cousin had a '63 split window. I bet you he wishes he would have kept
wow.
that. He also had a thing called, I don't know if you, a Morgan. A Morgan is kind of like the old MG type deals, but they were built on wood 4x4s basically. The frame was wood, but the same type thing. In fact,
For real.
if you watched NCIS,
Uh
that
huh.
doctor, and I forget his name because my cousin was the special effects
Yeah.
on there, the main doctor guy, he was an English guy. I forget his name. You've seen him in a bunch of movies. In one episode, he had a Morgan, and but if you look up Morgan, they had wood frames. I was infatuated with a lot of the English or the British cars and stuff. Like I said, I had a Morris Minor. I had a bunch of weird off the thing. I had a Metropolitan Nashes. I had a bunch of different weird, what people back then considered weird. Still have the hot rods always, of course. Trying to look for one here and trying to build it as a way out of my way out of my league. I don't have that kind of money to try to build something here in Thailand. Just not enough. Not even in the United States anymore.
Wow.
You know,
Here's a
it's crazy.
here's a site that you can look for stuff just like what you're talking about. There, Internet Movie Database. You've seen that. IMDb, but IMCDB is for cars. So you can go on there and type the type of car, and it'll tell you what movies or what TV shows they've been in. It's a pretty comprehensive list.
I
You can
think you
find
overpaid,
Morgans and
Raymond.
Bug Eye Sprites and stuff like that on
Yeah,
there. Sometimes you'll see something and you say, "Oh, that's a '57 Chevy or something," and someone will say, "Oh no,
my
it's
my
'56." And
my cousin had a. The guy had built it to compete with the Cobras. He had an Austin Healey with a 327 in it, and it was
hmm
a freaking rocket ship. Well, so were the Cobras, but you can't. I don't think you can. When we were kids, we could scrape together, like Raymond just said, $800 he paid for a '67 Mustang Fastback. My buddy paid 900. We could work, even as teenagers. I worked the night shift at one of the local restaurants and stuff, and got enough money to buy, my first Sportster and stuff like that. So you could scrape together the money. Now, as a teenager, where the hell are you going to scrape together the money to buy a '55 Chevy or or any kind of muscle car? I don't care what it is. You're not going to ever scrape the money together to buy it. At least when we were kids or when I was a kid, you could focus on even going and mowing lawns. You could put together enough money to buy a really nice car. Yeah, 240Zs, boy, did that sure go through the roof, didn't they? Um, they were even the 260s and all that are still worth a ton of dough, but I know the
hmm
240s are extremely expensive if you can find them in in the yeah, very expensive. I think, Patty,
Hey,
very
Cobus.
expensive. Cobus here, hey Cobus, just dropping in to say hi. Glad you could make it by. Yeah, Aston Martin. Yeah, there you go. But we had a lot more access, I think, to the ratio to the money we could make and what we could buy was within our realm. Now, for the kids, it's way out. They don't get to enjoy, but unless they got a rich mom and dad, they could go buy them something. But we did have a lot of fun, that's for sure. What had stuck here? I had a '72 and a
Wow.
'74 240. It was
Cool.
like a little go kart with 200 horsepower. Yeah, like I said, I had that. I forget what year it was. I want to say it was '79 or something. They only made them for 2 years. The Jensen Healey's that had that Lotus double overhead cam motor, and it was a little rocket ship too. It was
The
fun,
Jensen
fun to
Healy.
drive. They handled really well. Whoever put them together. There you go. But yeah, so yeah, I think we were lucky enough to most of the people here we got to grow up and got to experience a lot of the stuff that, sadly to say, some kids today are not going to get to experience. They can't even go out and buy an older Volkswagen. Forget about a Volkswagen bus. Buying a pre-67 Bug now is crazy. I've got a 66 sitting in my house still up there that I should have them put in the garage. So I think it's a original 25,000 mile on it, but it's rusty and stuff. Needs to be redone. I'll probably never do it. I should just sell it to some kid or give it to some kid and let him try to experience something. I always loved Volkswagens, and I should have bought a couple of buses. I really like the buses. Any bus now pre-67 is out of my league. I mean, they sold them for what, $200,000 or $1 million or some kind of stupid thing for the one where what were they, 24 window, 30 window, whatever, the one that had the skylights in it. They went through the roof. Now you can't even touch one, completely rusted up with, no motor, no transmission, no nothing. You can't even afford to buy those. Kind of crazy. I feel bad for this generation. Although you can go out and buy a new Dodge Charger, right, and make payments on it. I thought they looked pretty cool when they first came out. But and the Camaros too. I thought the Camaros looked pretty cool. If I was in this era, I probably would buy and hot rod a newer Camaro. 22 window. There you go. I know in my mind I forget about all this stuff, but I did. I really enjoyed Volkswagens throughout my life, whether they were Baja Bugs and I preferred the older pre-67. I just sold a 60 that I bought.
Oh yeah, Barrett Jackson auctions are holy smokes.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I just salivate and go, oh God, why did I sell that car? There's your retirement right there.
And I was really surprised too, like some of the not even so much older Ford trucks, the 76s and all that kind of stuff. They're getting a bunch of money for. It's really weird the what they're getting money for. They're getting money for everything pretty much, unless you want to. Like I had those Metropolitan Nashes, like I said earlier, I had 3 of them, 2 convertibles and a 56 hardtop. My cousin still has them. He bought them off me.
Same with me, Tim.
Long time ago, and
I hate
he
to
loves
climb out of a car. I just can't stand it. Same with a bed. A lot of beds here are like on the frickin' ground. That's why I don't camp anymore, like dirt camp, because I don't like to climb up out of bed.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I don't even like. I don't want. I
prefer
can't.
I suppose I get a little cherry picker or something to.
Yeah, that's what
on to me and get me up to.
I'm kind of afraid sometimes with my knees. I mean, I can't kneel on my knees. There's so much pain there from the bone on bone, and when I do get down, or if I was sleeping in a sleeping bag on the ground, it's hard to get up.
Mountain of gold with a sunroof. Yeah, cool. Speaking of knees, let's get you in the surgery there, Dave.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I got to ask my wife, but I think I have a doctor's appointment, I want to say within the next couple of weeks. So hopefully he'll have put together stuff for me on what the orthopedics are, and if there is one here in Surin, or do I have to travel to Bangkok? I don't think I'm going to go back to the U.S.
3 on a tree, no kidding. Yeah, surgery is not always a exciting prospect, or recovery, rehab, and all that. But
I'm not looking forward to
after that's over.
Yeah, and Robert's
talk
one
to Robert
Mack,
yeah,
exactly.
I was blown away by his.
Yeah, my uncle, like I said, was
back
the same
on his
way.
feet. I was just blown away, literally. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" He was out doing live streams, walking and stuff. Like a couple days, 2-3 days out. I mean, it just seemed like unbelievable.
I had the Metropolitan Nashes were 3 on the tree. I had a 65 Ford short bed truck with a straight 6 in it. That was a 3 on the tree. But yeah, I don't think if you said that to a kid nowadays, they'd what? What's in a tree? What do I have to do?
Yeah, 3 on a tree.
So yeah, definitely they wouldn't know that. Was this a 16 goat or 66 goat? Yeah. And somebody was doing a 68, like you said there. Somebody was a friend of mine. I don't know if he ever completed it. He had a '68. It was probably 10 years ago. I haven't seen him in 10 years. He was putting one together, but there were so many. My brother still got his '56 Ford truck, 6-cylinder, that he completely redid everything on it, and that was his high school vehicle. Now, I should have been smarter like that and kept my high school the vehicle I drove, or the vehicles I drove in high school, and I'd probably be a pretty rich man. Yes, Dave. After surgery,
My grandfather and great
Yeah, I
uncle,
know, right?
my
I got to do it.
dad's dad, and my great uncle had a copper, two different claims, a copper and a silver claim up near Mount Index in Washington State. And I used to skip school. They'd on their way from Seattle past my parents' house. They'd stop, have some coffees, and then they'd head out to do their mining. Right? Basically, you stake the claim. They staked it after World War II, and as long as you worked it for X amount of years or whatever, the land became yours. So they were working that mine, and I'd go up the street to catch the bus to school, and I'd let the bus go by, and then when they'd leave, I'd ride to the mountains with them. We'd stop in Snohomish, Washington, at the old Harvey Airfield. They had a little shack way on the other side of the strip where we'd pick up our dynamite, and we'd stick that in the truck or the Jeep, depending on what we were going up in. Anyway, long story short, back to the three on the tree. We used to drive a lot in my grandpa's '69 Chevy with a three on the tree. And my great uncle bought a new, this was like in 76, 75, 76 F-250, beautiful rig. It was an automatic. And Uncle Fred's falling asleep. I'm sitting between him. My grandpa's already asleep like this. I'm in the middle like this, and I can see Fred doing this shit, nodding off. I'd hit him on the arm, and I'd point something out, and he'd look. And pretty soon, he'd let me drive. Probably 13 or 14 at the time. And he says, "No, now, boy, she's an automatic now. Do you know how that works?" Oh, shit. Yeah, Fred, I got it. Dad's Blazer's an automatic. And I've stolen it a bunch. That's pretty funny, though. Three on the tree.
That's what that Falcon had too, I think, in Georgia. The one I ran into a ditch at 12. That the stepfather was really pissed because his father, my grandfather, big man, both the stepfather and my grandfather were just big, old, tough Georgia hicks, and he used to beat the crap out of the stepdad, and then the stepdad used to beat the crap out of me. So when I did go to Georgia with him one time, and then the grandfather let me take that car to go fishing, the old man was pissed at that because he never let him do anything like that. And then when I came walking back, as I still remember the song. God, I'll remember it. I remember the song on the radio when I drove slid that thing into the ditch with water in it. It didn't submerge or anything, but I couldn't get it out. Walk back, and I'm going, God, I'm going to get beat from the grandfather, and the old man's going to beat me. It's going to be a double beating. And got back, and my grandfather, where's my car? I kind of lost a little bit of control, and I rolled it off the road a little bit, and he said, all right, hop on the tractor, we'll go get it. I never seen that old man pissed so much that because the grandfather didn't beat me, and and he knows that if it would have been him as a kid, he would have got beat severely. I know it's not funny, sorry, but he took me out there, pulled it out, and let me drive it back, So he did turn into, I guess you can turn into decent, and the old man did turn into a decent human being. He did it because he drank. When he was sober, he never touched my brother, and I've told the story before. We're 10 years apart, and he never laid a hand on my brother, and was sober pretty much my brother's whole life, and was a decent human being when he was sober. That's why I say I don't drink and get intoxicated anymore because of the person I become when I'm intoxicated. I'm not a nice human being, and so I'm lucky I can have my 2 margaritas with my Mexican food, which if I couldn't have, I'd probably shoot myself in the head. But and then stop and drink soda water or iced tea or Coke or whatever. I've got the ability to do that. A lot of people don't. Once they're alcoholics, like me. If I was to smoke a cigarette now, I'd be smoking 2 packs tomorrow. Not a doubt in my mind. Let's see. How long we've been on here? What's Aaron saying? 454 4-barrel car. What was the 454s? Weren't they in the what the hell was that? The Trans Ams had that 454 in it, I think, or no? 454 Chevy. I can't remember. Or was 455s in the Trans Am, like the whatchamacallit, the Burt Reynolds car. Chris is here. Hey, Chris.
Oh, that 6.6, that Trans Am.
Yeah, what was that? Was it a 455? I can't remember.
God, 6.6 liter. I don't
Somebody
remember. I'd have to look it up. Someone can Google it.
Where
I've got a good
are you
story
going?
about my friend Kevin destroying one. We can talk about that later too. My God, to witness that.
Hey,
It's
Chris is
unbelievable.
here. Good morning, brother.
Hey,
you?
brothers. Everybody.
Hey, Chris.
Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, everything went good. I
No
hope.
worries. I'm
No worries.
I'm chatting with someone on the side, so that's why I hid my ugly mug.
Oh, damn, hang on.
But I'm still here listening.
Hang on a sec. Just got to turn the audio off.
There you go. Let's see. John says haven't drank in over 30 years for the same reason. That and I'm just so lucky. I mean, I do consider myself really lucky because, like I said, 90% of my friends were all alcoholics, and 90% of those are all dead. And at
What happened
early
to your
ages,
10%?
56, 50 years old, 48, at way young ages. But God, I don't know what I would do if I guess I would have a virgin margarita if I couldn't have an alcohol one. But boy, nothing better than, with me anyway, Mexican foods and a margarita, and I do it. So I'm lucky. I can still have a beer with somebody when they come by, or 2 beers. As soon as I feel a little dim, I go to soda water. Sometimes I'll just go to Coke or something, or 7-Up, which isn't as good. I'm trying to stay away from the sugar crap.
Eats.
Hey, Mitch and
Yep.
Dave, thank you guys. Later. All right, Ron, you
I'll
have
just
a
say,
good one.
g'day,
Hey, Ron.
everybody. So going through all the names. Love you guys. Yeah. just come back
Yeah,
from the
Raymond
doctor.
saying the GM was 455. Chevy was the 454. Yeah, the Oldsmobile too was a 455, right? I think.
Yeah, I had
And then
I had
what
that
really gets confusing
rocket.
too.
They call it a rocket. The one I had.
Yeah, they made a 427 Ford and a 428 Ford and a 427 Chevy. So back in that era, it got a little mucky with big blocks back then. Of course, they had 400 big blocks. They had 400 small blocks. They had a bunch of different motors. But
Reading this
You
right
got-
now,
you-
Dave.
Sorry.
It's showing that 425 in the olds. They increased the stroke length to 4.25 inches to achieve the 455 cubic inches. I didn't know
Is
that.
that what it
until
was?
just now. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you
That
guys might
thing,
know.
oh my God, it was
70
fast,
to 75.
not quick, but fast.
Chevelles,
429
Monte
Ford,
Carlos.
427 Ford.
Yeah, what did my
Oh
my
my!
one of my in-laws, my first wife, they had the Gran Torino, and with that big motor in it, and I can't remember what it was, and it was her
Holy
car.
crap,
it was
there's
like her
some-
little
I'm
run to the
trying to read that.
market car. It was amazing. We were
70
pretty lucky.
Delta 88. Yeah.
Yeah, Ford,
I was
Ford,
trying to think if my
429 Fords too. Yeah, it's weird.
Aaron, Joe, that 455 I got was out of a wrecked land yacht. I'm not sure if it was a Delta 88 or if it was a larger land yacht model. But like I said, I had that 70
Hey, Noy?
Cutlass, and I got that rebuild for a song and put it in the Cutlass. Yeah, June 9th, huh? Right on, Uncle Rob. Shoot,
I
that's
can
just like
smell-
right now.
My wife just brought me.
Holy
my
shit,
wife
that's
just
in,
brought
in
me
Thai
green
time.
curry.
That's tomorrow.
Hey,
In
one
Thai
of you
time,
two
that's
should
2
know.
months from now.
Where are you coming into? Bangkok, or where are you going to visit, Uncle Bob? Rob. Sorry to say Bob.
Uncle Rob.
Uncle Rob, where are you going? Later. Okay, and Ron left. Bye, Ron.
I didn't check.
Yes,
Can you guys hear me?
Had a big
Yeah, can hear you fine.
Thanks, mate. Got a
Yeah, it's
question for
just
both of you.
bizarre.
You might know. My
What's
old
it?
man had a boat that we built. It was like a 33-foot, just a double cabin cruiser. Anyway, the engine he got for it at the time was a US Ford 352. And we only had 351s in Australia. Have you ever, it was cast on the side of the block. Any
Really?
idea what car it might have been in over that neck of the woods? Oh, sorry.
Sounds
I've
like
never
a
heard of
truck.
it. I've heard of
Sounds
it.
like a truck motor.
You know, the
Truck motor,
351
maybe.
Windsor and the 351 Cleveland's, right? That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
familiar with
yeah.
back
Yeah,
in the
we've
day.
got them in Australia. Yeah.
But yeah, and
It
Australians
sounds
and
like a truck motor.
uh,
I don't know.
Americans
I'm
have
just guessing.
melded, worked cohesively on vehicles and stuff in the past. But
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, we
352,
marinized it and did all the weird stuff. You got to, take a car truck motor and stick it in a boat. But
yeah, of course.
I tell you what, for a 35-foot cabin cruiser, you could ski behind it. That damn thing hauled ass.
That's pretty good.
Sorry.
I built,
Go ahead,
when I
Joe.
was a kid, I wanted to see how fast
There
I
you
could
go.
make a flat bottom. I had a Hondo flat bottom. I got a 400 small block, punched it out,
that's
had the heads done, big valves put in it, had dual double pumpers on it. It had roller rockers, and I did make one pass, and it was probably right at 100 miles an hour, and it was the scariest ride I ever made. I worked on it all winter long for one pass, and then we drove it around and pulled some skiers and stuff like that. But it had the plate that you could move up and down, the trim plate. It was the scariest rocket ship I had been in. It's really weird if you haven't been over 100 miles an hour on a boat. It's a whole different sensation than being
Ass to the
100 miles
ground.
an hour in a car, or something.
100 miles an hour on a boat is frightening.
Yes,
Frightening
it
to
is.
me.
Big
Just
time.
absolutely. 352
Thanks.
Because it was doing
1966. Whoa!
it was
Look at
just
that,
in the
Tim.
back, just the prop was in, and it was dancing on the water
Yeah.
like this. Thank God it wasn't rough or anything. What did I miss?
Thanks for that, Joe. He says it was a 60 Ford motor. I don't know if you can find any more info whether it was a truck or was in a
60
car.
Ford engine.
Yeah, interesting. It always
The
interested me
numbers
because
sound like a truck motor.
yeah,
The Ford says T&W said the 352 was pre 66. That was a truck motor too, wasn't it, Tim? I think. I could be wrong on all this. My vet had a 454 in it. They're worth a little bit of money. Even the older ones, I call older ones 74. The plastic bumper rear big blocks are still they're worth some money, especially if they're 4 speeds, automatics and stuff. They're still worth money, but people would rather have the 4 speed.
I hate to bum both of you out, but I've always been a Mopar guy.
Hey, Big C, how you doing? From Eson. Greetings from Eson.
Greetings, Big
Used
C.
in trucks. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. But,
there you go.
and those old truck motors, those old Ford truck motors were pretty much indestructible. They're almost like the Chevy 6-cylinder. You had to really try
Oh,
to blow those motors up.
Yeah, we tried. Didn't happen.
You could get it. Oh, you could get the 352 in a T-Bird. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
Interesting.
My wife,
had
she made me
an
green
old
curry.
Chrysler.
lucky
Looks
guy.
like a freaking spaceship car. A good friend of mine gifted it to me. It was a 60s, in the 60s
Those are
model
good
year,
cars.
but it had water injection.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
I'd never heard of back in the day. Gosh, I wonder what that car was. It had round tail lights, had the wings,
It wasn't a T-Bird.
No, it wasn't a T-Bird. It was a
It's on round
it was a
headlights.
Chrysler.
Falcons had round
older
tail lights. Falcons did. T-Birds
older
did.
car
I don't
model.
know
It
any
was
other
I think it
cars
was
that
maybe a 300 or something like that. Old. Like
Old.
I'm gonna have to look it up. 1960s.
My first Triumph was an '88 Ford Tempo 4-banger and racing at 122 miles until I blew up every seal in the engine and dropped every bit of oil. Sounds like fun. We did. There was a thing. I took an absolute pristine 1968 Riviera, electric windows, air conditioning, not a dent in it, not a mark in the interior, nothing. And at the local raceway, they would let anybody come out and race, but you had to break all the windows out of it. You had to put a seat in it. You had to, put a fuel cell or something else. I can't remember. And you go out there. I took a pristine 68 Riviera and went out. And the first thing I did, I didn't put a gas pedal in the thing. And I went out there, and all I could do was either hold it wide open or let it off. And I just held the thing wide open, went upside down, and then they took it off. So, and I think I paid $500 for the car. I forget what year it was, but I'm talking about a cherry 68 Riviera. I should have dropped it, put hydraulics on it, or air. Back in my day, it was hydraulics. I didn't know much about air.
I don't know what it's like in the States these days, Dave, but the Australian version of the NHRA, the drag races, basically if you 10-second or below car, you got to run a chute. It's just part of the rules. And all these guys are getting, and all these guys with Teslas and all the rest of it that'll do nines out of the box. They're going to change the rules, or there's going to be a lot of Teslas with parachutes packs on the back.
No kidding. I think that I never was big in. A lot of people that I knew, like Perdome and stuff like that, through people that I did business with Sizzler and stuff. So I met him and I watched it. And I watched a lot of drag racing, but I never did much. We didn't go to the local tracks and run. One time I think I did out in Lancaster. I can't remember. But years and years ago, I went out there and watched a couple of them, but I never really got into the drag racing thing. But it sounds about right. If it's probably pretty close, under 10-second car, they probably would make you here run a chute. Sounds normal.
Yeah, well, it's been like that for years and years. But with all these new hybrids and electrics and that are running it out of the box, I mean, something's got to give somewhere. Yeah,
it's amazing the speed. Well, back in the days, like I think it was Aaron had said, the Super B and stuff like that. Some of these, Hemis and stuff like that were scary fast vehicles, but not too much today. I mean, they detune pretty much everything, and the Cobras and all those cars back in the in the late '60s, early '70s. But I don't think they have too much of. Well, now you do with Tesla and some of the stuff is coming back where, hey, I think people that have a lot of money out there, they don't really care about gas mileage. Let's just build the shit as fast as we can make one go, and there'll be people that will buy it. And they're true. Even the Chargers and stuff that they made, when the Camaros and I think it was the Chargers that came out, I was surprised how many of those that they built that they put V6s in. They didn't even put V8s in them, and they were still pretty fast. But I know that some of the Camaros and stuff that they did build, they put big motors in.
I wish I still had my.
It was a 1964 Chrysler 300. That's what that was.
Okay.
64 Chrysler 300. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just it to me, it was ugly, but it sure attracted a lot of attention when I drove it.
72 was exactly, Raymond. That was pretty much it.
Horseman.
The last, probably one of the best looking.
Sorry.
And Stingrays would be that 72. My buddy had the 68 was the first year of the what I consider the Stingray body style of Corvette. Was 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72 still had the fiberglass, not the plastic bumpers. The 72, I think, was the last year that did that. They were fun cars. I was surprised they didn't build. They built a lot of Corvettes with automatics in them, and I think they thought they were ladies' cars. I guess when I bought a lot of Corvettes. And I didn't buy one Pantera that it actually scared me. I forget the name of the guy that built the motor. It was almost like you could buy this guy's name Pantera, and he built. You knew the name. I just can't remember the name of it, and it was scary fast. And my buddy, actually the one that passed away that had the air conditioning business, he talked me out of it. Why don't you just go buy a Corvette and leave it alone? And actually, I wanted Porsches, and I never did that. I finally got one. What was it? 8 years ago, I bought a 2003 Cabriolet. I really liked that car. It was awesome. I got rid of everything, and then of course I
Yeah,
had
little
the
cabriolets were cool little cars.
yeah, I had the '68 Porsche. That was fun. That was a fun car.
Hmm.
I got rid of all that when I moved, when I left.
I've seen some neat pictures of some of those cars, Dave.
Yeah, there's really nice cars. That
Take care,
that
Joe.
2003 was awesome. Is Joe leaving? All right, Joe, take it
See you,
easy.
Joe.
I'm gonna.
Good to catch
I
up.
think I'm gonna go. My wife, I'm smelling all the green curry. She's brought it and put it
Wow,
right
canary
next
yellow.
to my
That's a
right
cool
next
looking
to my
car.
table.
69.
The Dodge.
Oh, I still got my monkey mug up
SS
there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're showing
You
some
know,
great shots there, Mitch.
you know what I think is the most underestimated
Well, I'm reading stuff. You don't
cars
want to be
that
looking
came
up my
out
nostrils, looking at my
that you
nose
can
there.
still get to this day. I think and I'm not going to remember what years. You guys probably can remember the years better than me. Is that 5.0 Mustang that they made? I still
Hmm.
think I know guys that have bought them. Friends completely redid the handling and undercarriage of them for everything. They're dynamite, fast little
Hmm.
cars, and I think you can still buy them fairly cheap in the U.S. I don't know. I haven't checked into it in years.
Yeah,
But that little 5.0 Ford Mustang was a awesome little car.
yeah.
They made
A
them
friend
for
of mine,
a bunch of years.
I don't know, I don't remember what year, but he took his 5-liter Mustang and he uh, took a Cobra, a kit car, Cobra, and that was the platform that the
Took
car was
everything
on.
out, yeah.
And I mean, from 20 feet
Hey,
away,
Brana,
you could not
how
tell
are you doing?
it was not the real deal.
Did you get to sing last night, Verna? I missed most of the singing. Did you sing, Mitch? I missed that too. I fell asleep.
I sang the blues at about 3 o'clock this morning when I couldn't sleep.
Actually, that
Everybody's
should
saying
sound
that.
better, Mitch. I was actually
Dave is
listening to
getting. Yeah, I am
the
getting hungry.
computer.
Especially when that food comes. It usually is my mother-in-law that brings
Yeah,
it in,
they're,
but my wife has actually specially
but Mustang's
made
got
this green
a
curry
great
for me.
history.
Is that at 89? Yeah. Yeah, wicked. And my buddy I told you about my friend that got us all into go-karting, and he's a freaking genius. And he also put his kids, and they've won numerous midget races. He knew nothing about it. He's a freaking genius. Anyway, he's been racing go-karts forever. And he had one, and he completely redid the whole undercarriage of the thing. Thing handled fast. I mean, just awesome cars. And I think Tim would probably know. I think you can still buy them reasonably, right? Tim, I don't know for sure, but out of all the vehicles in there in the U.S., if I was to put together a little hot rod type running around, I'd probably, for a good price, I'd probably pick that 5.0, no doubt. Didn't sing last night. Okay. I watched one of your live stream that you were singing on. See, they have a bunch of fun. I didn't see Bobby here. Is Bobby here? Or is he sleeping because he stayed up, or he was up too early yesterday?
Sleeping or lurking.
Yes, a lot still on the road. Yeah, I think they're reasonable because there isn't
Still
much
on
you
the
can
road.
build. If I went back to
Love
the
on the
U.S., I'd
road.
probably redo the
No
66
big
Must or
surprise.
the 66 Volkswagen, and then get that up as a daily driver, and then I'd probably hot rod a 5.0 because I wouldn't want to spend the money and to try to do a 55 the guy across the street has a Chevelle, has a 40 Ford, has a 40 Chevy, has a God knows the Indian Chief with a sidecar. I can't remember 36 or I can't remember the year. The
Wow.
millionaire. That's the guy I talk about. That his great great grandfather invented the flat bottom paper bag, so he's still got mills in Louisiana and all sorts of stuff. But anyway,
Yeah, I've looked a lot.
but
I've
the
looked at
cars
the
are too
bottom of a
expensive.
lot of paper bags in my day. uh,
It's a lot. All right, guys.
yeah.
I think
My
I'm
lunch,
going to call
my
it
lunch stack.
because
Because I couldn't afford my
I'm
my
hungry.
parents couldn't afford a Scooby Doo lunchbox, so I had a paper bag.
I never got anything bought for me. Like I said, that stepfather, he bought me a absolutely cherry '56 Ford Victoria, off of
Ooh,
Grandma. I don't think the
nice.
thing had 10,000 miles on it. Sat it there. He bought it when I was 14. Said when you get your license, you can have this car. And I'd go out there and start it and wax it and wash it and do all this. And the son of a bitch sold it.
Yeah. I've
That's
been there.
rude.
I've been there.
Have you?
It was a
Yeah,
Chevy
God
Blazer,
damn.
though. Yeah, it
Well,
was a
that
Chevy
thing's
Blazer.
worth a little bit of money now. It's a little too expensive for you, boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I spoke too soon.
You youngins.
Speaking of
Damn.
lunchboxes, I had a Partridge Family lunchbox that I was
Did
too
you?
embarrassed to actually use. Yeah.
You're right,
But
Stock.
I think that
It is.
that peace and love era and that lunchbox was pretty cool actually back in the day.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
I
was
did
another thing.
I did watch the Partridge Family.
That was another thing growing up in that era too, was the free love. And I consider myself almost a hippie. I was a hippie
See,
biker.
Raymond.
I don't know exactly how you would classify me.
Hellcat Challenger. That's right, Mike.
Yeah,
Scary fast for
yeah,
stock.
yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
out of the
lot
box.
flash
Right out of the
cars.
box, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah,
in a great
I'm
chat.
too
All right,
young.
Raymond.
I'm too young
Thank
for the
you.
hippie era.
Yeah, I
But
caught the. Let's
I
see, in
went right into the
69
free
and
love bit.
70. Free
Right.
love. I caught a lot of the free love stuff. That was my favorite part of the peace and love deal, was the free love part of the early
Too young
70s.
for
I
Woodstock.
think it
I'll
lasted
tell you
up
what.
until about 75. You know what? It seemed to end. It seemed to end at the end of the Vietnam War, or at the end of maybe them ending the draft, and that kind of rolled it off. But boy, the early 70s. Talk about living in Southern California and having a panhead and riding around. And oh man, the stories I
late
could tell
70s for
never on
me.
this channel
Late 70s for
would
me,
be
it was still-
would be people would get a kick out of the stories. Maybe I'll have to start another channel just for
tracks.
those stories. All right,
I like
guys.
the way the 8-track, it would fade out, click, and
Now-
then fade back in.
Now,
in the middle of the song.
did you have a 4-track? I had a 4-track in my
I did
truck.
not. No, I did not.
I had a 4-track. I think they lasted about 10 days before they went to the 8-track. But I'll tell you, my favorite one was Janis Joplin and our Big Brother and the Holding Company. And that, it didn't say Janis Joplin. She was in it, but a lot of people, you don't know that. But Big Brother and the Holding Company was Janis Joplin. That was my favorite 4-track tape. God knows where that went. But in a vehicle,
I'll be
that was
darned.
amazing back in the day.
I just learned
Wow,
something.
we have something that we can listen to besides the
That is-
radio. This is amazing. All right.
Looking
Would
at
you
it
like
now,
All right,
cover
guys.
right now. Okay, Dave, you taking off? Are you going to go
I think that
backstream
I'm
or
done. I
backstage
think
or no?
people are done hearing me ramble. It's been almost 3 hours. It's amazing when you're having fun how time flies.
I was
thanks
listening in the car on
everybody.
the way back.
Question. Let's see. Patty's from so far away. Question: Do you have
yeah, I
many
answered that
American
one.
cars in nomad countries?
Australia.
I don't know what nomad
basically.
countries are. What is nomad countries?
Australia, basically. Yeah,
They have a lot,
yeah,
right?
And look, the new Rangers and stuff like that, they build them for left or right hand drive. But in the older cars and stuff like that, and there's a lot in collecting dust, which is just abominable. But the Queensland
wow,
Chrysler
dust.
Association, they've got a
Yeah.
whole bunch of Road Runners, Chargers, all the US ones.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a lot of them kicking around. Some with poor conversions and some done properly, but yeah, it's still kicking around. And there's nothing like I rode in one of the club members' ones. It was just a Charger with the 426. And I mean, back then, it was just
They're scary fast, man.
scary fast. Drop it into second, and the thing just lit up and started squirreling down the bitch. It's like, okay.
That's what I was on the freeway one time, and I just started to learn about Panteras, and we were doing, I want to say I was doing the speed limit, 55, 60 miles an hour down the freeway, and this guy dropped the gear and hit the gas and spun the tires at 60 miles an hour and took off down the road, and I went, wow, that's pretty impressive. So that's what got me interested in those. All right,
The only
one
thing
more
I-
here.
Hey,
Only
I
thing
got
I hated
one. I
was
got a. I got a
Sorry.
question for Chris. Is Eric Banya still into muscle cars? The actor?
Oh, Eric Banner.
Bana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in banana,
He's
but
quite
Banner.
the
Yeah.
enthusiast.
See, Uncle Bob
Oh, yeah,
says
Great actor too,
my
but
brother had a '65
Excellent,
Chevelle,
yeah.
and we swapped the motor when his buddy wrecked his '67 Vet. I'll tell you
Yeah.
real quick, a quick story that like that. My buddy has a '69 Corvette. I think his wife still has it. Same guy with the air conditioning company, and he wanted the '69 Corvette from his dad's buddy, and his dad's buddy wanted a '63 big block or no small block car. We found a 63. He wanted the was 63 64, and it was the the convertible, and it had the side pipes on it, and it was a big block car, a matching number, big block, 1966 Corvette, and
Oh,
he
wow.
did not
With the
want the big
portion.
block in it. He said, pull the side pipes off, take the big
What?
block out, put a small block in it, and I'll trade you for my '69
Wow.
stock Corvette 350 4-speed that my buddy wanted. And we ripped that motor out and took those pipes. And to this day, I think how sacrilegious was
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's
was
amazing
cutting
what
that
we
thing
do.
up, man.
Man,
Yeah,
a
I
car
have a
that
question
vintage
for-
with full numbers. Damn.
Uncle Rob, he's talking about that '67 Vet. Was that like an LT1 350 or what? Or was it even a 350?
I think '67 was still a 327. I think.
327,
I could be
okay.
wrong. I could be wrong.
John Gray, you're
Yeah.
100% right.
What did John say we used to tow the
Horses around with Chrysler's. They had a lot of torque, eh? Low end torque.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Really?
It's amazing,
The funny part,
stuff.
just a quick funny one is like
Yeah, go ahead.
everybody knows it's Slant 6 Chrysler motor, right?
Right.
When they
Wow, cool.
because you had a ton of room to work on steering and everything,
Dude, I want to share that.
Um,
Oh.
but what they did when they brought them to
Did I lose you
Australia,
guys? I lost
we
you
have-
guys somehow.
Hey, Dave,
I don't know why.
can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can hear both of you. Can you hear me?
Well, I'm going to share a screen. Hopefully,
I lost
you
the
can
internet.
see it. I
You're
just
still
got
there,
this
Dave.
sent to me.
Yeah, now I
Right.
am. I think I lost my internet for a minute. Okay, I missed
Yeah.
it. It was the plenty of room for steering. That was the last I heard.
Yeah, or, coils and steering. You could work on it really easy, but what they failed to do was when it got to Australia, the steering was on the other side, and all that stuff was buried
Hey,
under
is
the motor.
it okay to share it? Oh, too late. There it is.
Oh,
Look at that.
Nice
Nice
ride.
looking ride, huh?
yeah,
Not
definitely.
sure about the lemon color, but
That's
it's
what
a
else. That
damn nice
the reason
ride.
my buddy
Oh,
wanted
canary
that.
yellow, man. That's
The reason
awesome.
that my buddy wanted that '69 Corvette is because it
420.
wasn't a T-top. It was a convertible
67 with
car.
427.
So
yeah,
it was
yeah.
a '69 350. I mean
Hey, off the hook.
350 4-speed, but it was a ragtop. It wasn't a T-top
That's the
car.
69. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hey, there's off the hook. I'll give him a quick plug
Perfect
before
timing
I
off the hook because Dave just decided to go another 2 hours.
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly. I'm gonna go another 30 seconds and it'll be 3 hours. But
I'm gonna do a marathon.
if you guys like fishing and stuff like that, by all means,
Thanks for that picture,
join
Aaron.
Off the Hook Outdoors. Great channel, good people. Mr. Mitch, that's the 69. Was it a 69? I didn't see the side. I
Yeah,
didn't
look at the
side panel.
gills on it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't look at them. It
I mean,
was a
that's
69.
one of the telltales.
Yeah, exactly. In all of
The
them.
front.
My cousin
the
had a
gills front.
68 with a big block in it, matching numbers car, and I know he's sad to this day selling that too. So, all right, guys, it's been an absolute
Nice car.
pleasure as always. We'll do it again in a couple of days, which I think will be Monday. I think I'm going to probably stick with the 8 o'clock time. It gives me a little extra in the morning to get my coffee made and stuff. But thanks everybody that's in the chat, everybody
Yeah,
that's associated.
Yeah,
made it back
great
in the
time.
traffic.
Sub to
Well, say
this
good day to
channel.
everyone.
You're all great.
Goodbye,
and I,
everyone.
always appreciate it. Let me get over to my outro and let's see if I can find it. No, I'm lost. Oh, he's going. It's dead air. Catch you on the next one.
All right, see ya. I'm going to go run some.